Hi, this is Mark the Hammer Coleman, and you're watching Pride Resurrection episode 23, the one they review Pride 20. Stay tuned. I'll be back for Pride 26, where I take on Don the Predator Fry for a second time. Great job. Have fun, guys.
It's in there.
It's in there.
Let's do this.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Pride Fighting Championships Armed and Ready. I'm Stephen Quadros. I am the Fight Professor, alongside my broadcast partner, Boss Rutan, codename El Guapo. Tonight, we have some truly interesting matchups, including the K1 invading Pride in the form of Mirko Cro Cop taking on the Pride middleweight champion, Wanderlei Silva, in a non-title bout. Now that should be an interesting matchup, boss. Boss? Mirko Cro Cop, Wanderlei Silva?
Yes, sorry. Yes, this is going to be a very interesting matchup. Because we all know Mirko Cro Cop from the K1. He's a devastating striker, so he knows how to punch. And he knows how to kick. But he's going to face Wanderlei Silva. Also a very good striker himself. But will it be enough for him? If I will be Wanderlei Silva, I would take this fight to the ground as soon as possible.
And speaking of taking fights to the ground, dangerous Dan Henderson, one of America's best wrestlers, the man with the big right hand, is going up against the latest hotshot from the Brazilian top team, Ricardo Arona, the classic rivalry, American wrestling versus Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
Oh yeah, and this guy knows his things on the ground. He's the 2 times Abu Dhabi World Submission Fighting Wrestling. He knows exactly what to do there. But can he take the fight to the ground? We don't know, because he's going to face this world-class wrestler and then Henderson, who, by the way, developed some serious boxing skills.
And did someone mention trouble? Quentin, Rampage Jackson, is going to be stepping back into the Ring of Pride, and he's going to be facing the 2-time Japan K1 champion in Masaki Satake. Now that's going to be a brawl.
Yeah, this guy is a character. He's walking to the ring with that chain. He tries to be a tough guy. He tries to be just like us. You know that, by the way, tonight is going to be his 5th Japanese opponent, his 5th. He's stealing many hearts of Japanese fans. I hope that tonight he's going to steal the heart of Satake.
And now, the reason why I have gathered you all here. Inside this case, my partner, Boss Rutan, has assured me is something that will revolutionize the entire martial arts world forever. So, without further ado, let's open the case, Boss. What? What is this? This is the secret weapon? Your instruction tape?
It's not an instructional, it's the boss with the mixed martial arts workout, man. This is something completely different than an instructional tape.
I don't believe this.
Just take a look at this. Look at this guy. Handsome guy right there. Handsome guy. Elbow splits. Splits. And whoever always says, oh, the liver shot coming up. Here goes the liver shot. I'm telling you, people underestimate it. Okay, palm strike's not effective. What's it? High kick. Palm strike. Oh, right to the hospital. Why? You went right to the hospital.
Top secret? This is your instructional tape?
This is not just tape. This is the boss with the mixed martial arts workout. Steven, come on. Look at this. This is art. Oh, kick to the head. This is Fred Shamrock here, right here. Kick to the... Oh, Maurice. Look at this. Look at this. Maurice Smith. Oh, you want to stand up with me? Front kick. Punch to the head. Oh, now he takes me down. Now he takes me down. So they got good. Good. Look at this. Oh, to the level again. I told you. Don't do that to me. You want to fight? You gotta pay the price. This is beautiful. I'm looking good. Oh, I'm looking good. I gotta go in. Jesus Christ, this has gotta be sold for a lot of more money. Oh my God. Look at me! Boss, you're good looking. Hey, Jerry, no, boss. Listen. Hey, choke. Choke! I choke him out.
Hello, fight fans, and welcome back to Pride Resurrection, a historical video series dedicated to the Pride Fighting Championships, where with each episode we'll take a look back at a specific event from Pride's history. And today, dear viewers, we're going to be taking a look back at Pride 20. I am the most dangerous man alive today, joined by... the Colombian Good Vibe!
Who else?
So what's been new since we've last heard from the Colombian Good Vibe?
I mean, a lot. I mean, we've definitely rushed this up. This is the fastest turnaround from you to giving me a Pride episode to recording.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mostly because I'll be going on vacation for a couple of weeks. So
And
I'm like, I wanted an episode for Christmas.
Yes.
And I'm like, if I'm gonna do that, I gotta do it right the fuck now.
Right,
Okay?
he did it. He was Johnny on the spot,
Yeah.
and he's going back to his homeland of Colombia.
I am. I'm gonna be coming back with that caravan.
Yes. Oh yeah, coming back in with the caravan.
I don't think they'll let me back in the country with any other method.
At a secret military base located on Okinawa, a project by American weapons engineers is about to be completed. A fully autonomous, self-aware android armed with the latest in deadly weapons and ready to be deployed to crush Al-Qaeda. There's only one problem. Cost-saving outsourced coding has left the android completely insane. Until the code can be fixed, the engineers put the android on lockdown and leave for the night. Unfortunately, the overnight janitor accidentally tripped the circuit breaker powering the magneto floor locks, keeping the android secured, and now the android has wandered off. Soon, it arrives in the mainland of Japan, and all hell breaks loose. Hundreds are killed to the sound of unnerving, monotone screams of the android. When morning breaks, the engineers realize what has happened and quickly destroy the evidence of the project and depart on the next plane off of Okinawa. Now, if the Japanese are going to survive, they will have to do it by themselves. And so 14 of the bravest, most fearsome men in all of Japan are called up and given one mission: destroy the android by any means necessary before the whole nation is destroyed. There is no limit to the weapons they can use, nor how they use them, and they are ready. This is Pride 20, armed and ready. Held on April 28, 2002 at the Yokohama Arena in Yokohama, Japan, Pride 20 features 7 bouts of exciting man-on-man action. Estimated attendance for this event are around 18,000. Boss and Quadros are back for the commentary and pre-taped interviews, and this event marks the debut of Bob Sapp, Little Nog Antonio Rogerio Nogueira, that's Big Nog's twin brother, as well as the returns of the Masaki Satake, Dan Henderson, Mirko Cro Cop, Alexander Otsuka, Rampage Jackson, and the best of them all, Senae Kikuda.
By the way, listeners, exciting man-on-man action is the #1 Google search on the most dangerous man alive's computer.
How do you know that?
I hacked it. I asked the Russians to hack it.
This looks like it's going to be a fun show. But before we get into our event, what else was happening in the MMA world around this time? On April 26th and 27th, Super Brawl held their 2-day event, Return of the Heavyweights, which saw a slew of notable men vie to win the Super Brawl heavyweight tournament,
Super Brawl,
including Ben Rothwell, Tim Sylvia, Jason Lambert, Travis Whiff, and Wesley Coera. In the end, it was Tim Sylvia who was the victor, who beat 4 men over the 2 days, with the finals victory coming against Mike Whitehead, a TKO victory in little over 2 minutes for Sylvia. With all that out of the way, let's get into it. Pride 20, armed and ready.
I'm here with Bob Sapp. Bob, you're a big man. What are your dimensions?
6'4", 360 pounds, and 10% body fat.
Now, you'd say you train with Maurice Smith. What is the training like with Maurice?
Well, I'll tell you what, Mo's got me getting up early in the morning, and we're doing some running. I'm running about 3 to 4 miles a day. Afterwards, we go straight to swimming, and then after that, we usually hit the weights or do another grappling session. Then I have about 4 to 5 hours off, and then straight back to the kickboxing and the grappling.
Is part of Maurice's training style to tease you?
A little bit. Maurice likes to try to get in there a little bit and tease me up a little bit, him and some of his other constituents, as we shall call them.
And does that get a burning fire inside of you, of maybe anger toward him, but you're going to take that out on your opponent in the ring?
Definitely, 100%. I tell you what, when we're up there in the morning, I have nothing in my mind other than just to win a fight. And Maurice sees to it that I am staying focused all the way.
It's his first time in mixed martial arts. He is Bob the Beast Sapp, and he picked a tough guy in Norihisa Yamamoto. We've seen a lot of big guys come into mixed martial arts and have mixed results, boss.
Yeah, everybody thinks that size doesn't matter, and of course it does, but normally with size also comes stamina problems, that is. But there's a lot of power also involved with size. So I think that Bob Sapp is very strong in the first round. Yamamoto got to try to work his way around, see if he can get him tired, go for a takedown, and then go for a straight armbar, which is going to be very difficult because, yeah, we saw his arms. It's like my legs. It's like going for a knee bar. Instead, he's going to do it on an arm.
Would you say that you were primarily a grappler or a striker?
I think primarily this fight, I'm going to be a striker. So Yamamoto better watch out.
Our show opens with a very stylized mini movie, totally unnecessary, and only serves to take away precious disc space from the actual event.
There's that Freud slip. The most dangerous man alive today and his precious dicks. Don't take those precious dicks away from him.
Away. Some producers working for Pride clearly had aspirations of being a movie director, and logic be damned, they are given free reign to hijack the DVD. Whatever, it's a fun little movie, and if you imagine it's an opening intro for the actual Armed and Ready storyline I told you, it almost works.
No, you know what? The funny part is, that's literally what I have in my notes. Is like, I was going to say that this is proof that time machines exist because they listen to your intros on normal prides and they're like, we should do this for an actual pride. And also, by the way, Quattros looks terrible with those fucking glasses.
He does, and his suit is way too big.
Yeah, like Boss looks not terrible.
Boss looks fine, but
Yeah.
Quadros has an off-the-rack Sears fucking suit, and
Yeah,
it's
it's
way
just
too
ridiculous.
big. Quadros and Boss, in character, deliver the introduction to the show, saying that K1 has invaded the Pride Fighting Championships, and they talk very seriously about Cro Cop versus Silva. Then hilarity ensues as Boss watches his workout instructional that for some reason showcases some of his fights in the beginning.
Oh, by the way, I'm not gonna lie. I loved that bit.
That was a
because
funny
I'm
part.
like, in this suitcase is the weapon to help us all. And they open it, it's his workout DVD.
And he's watching his fights, and he's like, oh, boom, look at that kick. Oh, yes.
And then he's like,
pretty funny.
I'm gonna call a random person on phone. We have to sell this for more.
Yeah. After that, we go straight into an interview with Bob Sapp, and Quadros straight away wants to know his dimensions. So I think Quadros was looking for a specific set of dimensions there, Sapu. Quadros then brings up Sapp's training with Maurice Smith. Boss then gives his opinions on how he thinks the fight will go, and this leads us into our first fight of the night, which sees the return of Yoshihisa Yamamoto under the name Norihisa Yamamoto, taking on newcomer to Pride, Bob Sapp. Yamamoto was 31 years old, and his MMA record coming into this fight was 12-13-1. Bob Sapp from the UFC was 28 years old, and this was his debut MMA bout.
So, funny story. And the first time I heard that Yamamoto name, in Colombia, there's let's call it a candy. It's a nut covered in like a tough like caramel shell kind of thing. Really good, really fucking delicious.
Not just like what
like a peanut, yeah.
Okay.
But the funny part about it is, it's called Manimoto. And every
Manimoto?
time I hear that, that's all I can think of.
Is it imported from Japan or is it Colombian?
No, it's just Colombian. But it's just called that way. And every time I hear Yamamoto, I'm like, I have to think about not saying it in a stupid way.
Yamamoto is back after last being spied at Pride 18, Cold Fury 2 in December of 2001. There, he armbarred Jan Nordicki, or Nordchi, however you say this fucking guy's name, a fight I don't even remember. Really? He won with an armbar? I'll take your word for it, the most dangerous man alive today. Now Yamamoto is back to welcome in a big man with big muscly arms named Bob Sapp. But just who is Bob Sapp? Born in Colorado, USA, Bob played football in high school and college. In 1997, he was drafted by the Chicago Bears in the third round of the NFL draft. He ended up being released by the Bears pretty quickly, sometime during training camp, but he was picked up by the Minnesota Vikings. Bob would only play one game for the Vikings during his 2 years with the team, a short stint that was marred by a suspension from the NFL for steroids abuse. After the Vikings released him, Sapp had little options. He apparently tried to make ends meet by working at a funeral home carrying coffins. But brighter days were ahead as he managed to get picked up by the WCW and put into their developmental system. And he honed his skills in NWA Wildside, a WCW developmental promotion based in Georgia. Now, if you read Wikipedia, you'll find that Bob Sapp is said to have signed with the WCW in 2001, but that can't be right, as I have this curious promo from Bob Sapp from October 2000, a promo that must be seen to be believed.
A very special introduction to make tonight, a sneak preview, if you will. I'm standing here with the one, he's the only, he's the bee, he's the beast, he's Bob Sapp. Bob, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
The last time that I saw you, you might not remember, I interviewed Bob Sapp coming in from the NFL draft, coming into the Chicago Bears, and now here we stand today, the world of pro wrestling. Take me through this.
Well, I've decided to make a career change. Being in the NFL, I thought, hey, going to the world of pro wrestling was going to be easy. I took a trip, several trips in fact, WWF and WCW. I walked through the WCW power plant doors, a pro athlete, big, bad, decided, hey, it's going to be a cakewalk. Offensive lineman, you know I like to eat. I decided it was going to be a cakewalk, walk through, was brought right back down to my knees by a little 4'1", maybe a $125 weighing man by the name of Buddy Sarge Dwayne Bruce.
Despite how shit this promo was, it wasn't even close to being the worst thing to come out of WCW in that time period. And that is just sad. Anyway, when WWF bought WCW, Bob's contract was cut and he joined Maurice Smith's training camp, though I'm not exactly sure how the men met. Maybe it's in a biography somewhere, but it's not in his Wikipedia, though I'm not sure I would trust his Wikipedia given the fact that they couldn't even get the information on his WCW career right. And let me get this off my chest now. Stupid assholes on Wikipedia, who ain't no smarter than me, clearly just make shit up from time to time. Just look at the WCW info I have for Bob Sapp. His Wikipedia says he was signed in 2001. I have video from 2000. Clearly wrong info. Anyway,
Did you edit it then? Did you make the correction?
you have
on
to
Wikipedia?
fucking like sign up for that stupid shit, and you have to post like citations and whatever. Fuck that. I ain't getting involved. Anyway, that
The
brings
most dangerous man alive. Not lazy enough to bitch, but too lazy to change it.
Yes. That brings us here to Pride 20. Pre-fight, I wonder if Norihisa is Yamamoto's actual given name and Yoshihisa is his wrestling pseudonym. No walkouts as both men are in the ring. There is a 150-pound weight difference between the men.
How much?
I have it 150-pound weight
That can't be
difference.
right.
And that's just in Bob Sapp's dick. I don't know what the actual weight is. I think Yoshihisa is probably around 215.
Yeah,
Bob Sapp is maybe 320.
Yeah, so I would say
It's at least 100 pounds.
It's a notable difference when you look at the guys.
Yes, it's got to be at least 100 pounds.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Wow, look at Sapp's corner. It's Randy Couture and a face we haven't seen in ages, Maurice Smith. Norihisa Yamamoto from Takada Dojo.
That man there, Norihisa Yamamoto from Takada Dojo.
Boo!
Ka-ching.
Boo! Of course.
That's a ka-ching for Takada.
Yeah,
because
Takada Dojo, man. Of course, this is going to be a great fight.
It's gonna be an awesome
Oh my
fight.
god. But, guess what? Guess what time it is? It's time to play. Guess what this fighter looks like?
We repeat, the flying gimp has been destroyed. You may return to your homes.
So, listeners, you know who Bob Sapp looks like? Motherfucking Bob Sapp. I kid you not. I look at guy walks in the ring. I look at him. I look at his build. I'm like, oh man, this guy reminds me the big guy in the Adam Sandler remake of The Longest Yard.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, oh sweet, I'm gonna look this up. I look it up. I look at the name. I'm like, there's something here that's matching. So yes, listeners, I had no idea Bob Sapp
It was the
Bob
same guy.
Sapp. So I'm like,
What a coincidence.
I'm all happily like typing and googling. And I'm like, yeah, I got someone for the. Who does he look like? I'm like, it's himself.
Yes.
He looks like him fucking self. Well, that's fucking good.
I broke into your toy.
I'm sorry. I broke into your toy.
All right, on to the fight. Round one. Yamamoto is moving a lot. Sapp is like a slow tank. Breezy 1-2 by Yamamoto, then leg kick. Sapp stalks him down. Yamamoto goes low. Sapp pulls him up, throws two short punches, and Yamamoto is rocked. He flies back in, gets socked a couple more times. Yamamoto tries a head kick that has little on the back of it. They clinch. Sapp throws Yamamoto away. Yamamoto with bad form as he moves away with his head straight down. Against the ropes, he throws a left, then gets hit with a right, and Yamamoto does not look good.
Once again, this is it. Takeda Dojo, right here, man. Like, this is the thing, is like you mentioned, oh, they might have gone to train with Sakuraba. The problem is, this isn't how Sakuraba fights. This is shitty Takada fighting. So I'm like, why do people keep watching? Do people not watch Pride? I mean, at this point, do these guys not watch any MMA and then think, I think I can do it. I'll go with Takeda. That's fucking stupid. Every fight you should see, everybody should know that the Takeda Dojo fucking sucks balls.
Yes. 1-2 baby taps by Yamamoto. Sapp moves in. Yamamoto foolishly goes low again, gets clobbered. Yamamoto falls into the ropes, flings forward. Bob takes a moment to reset and calm himself down. Leg kick by Yamamoto. He jabs. Sapp jabs, heading toward the corner. Short uppercut as they clinch, then a few more. Yamamoto chops away with small punches. Sapp pushes Yamamoto back, goes for the body, then head. Another body shot, then Sapp tees off. Yamamoto retreats. Sapp again resets to stay calm. Kicks by Yamamoto. Sapp grazes Yamamoto, who falls holding the ropes. Big shot by Sapp. Yamamoto covers up. Sapp crushes Yamamoto's side with a knee. Then Sapp backs away. The ref asks Yamamoto if he's going to get up. Yamamoto, he's over this fight as he looks like he's done. He actually takes a moment. He takes a deep breath, looks like, how the fuck am I going to get out of this? Sapp moves in, lefts and rights. Yamamoto fires back, but does nothing. He knees, soft punch, then huge punches from the back as he knocks Yamamoto down. And then the ref decides he'll do Yamamoto a favor and stop the fight here.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Bob Sapp should throw knees here, and it would be a very smart thing for Yamamoto to do too. Oh! They call the fight!
The fight is over! Bob Sapp!
Bob Sapp, winner in his debut via TKO at 2 minutes and 44 seconds of the first round. Matsui and Sakuraba are there to tend to their dojo brethren, and I'll give Yamamoto credit for taking on this imposing force. But a giant killer, he is not. Good vibe. Your thoughts on the debut of Bob Sapp?
Okay, so as a fight, it was terrible because he was going against someone at the Takeda Dojo. No skill required there. But it's one of those things where I can't tell if it's because his opponent sucked that much or what. But I liked him. For a football, I assume he was a linebacker when something like that. When he played for the Bears or whatever, even as a wrestler, he's got a lot of upper body mass. I did not figure he would be this mobile. I mean, he knows how to strike, he knows how to do everything. So he's been training really. You can tell he's been training really fucking hard. So yes, I like him. I hope he does better. We'll see in the future, but I am just disappointed anytime that a fighter with potential like this gets a debut against a Takeda Dojo that shows absolutely nothing.
My thoughts. Yamamoto is apparently well regarded in the dojo, big and strong. It's one thing to be big and strong against smaller Japanese men, as Yamamoto is over 6 foot, but it's an entirely another thing to take on a giant muscle-bound NFL football player training MMA with Randy Couture and Maury Smith. The honorable grappling likely seen in Japanese MMA dojo does not match the hard-hitting training of American MMA clubs. Yamamoto is another Japanese dojo badass, who, well, is only that, a dojo badass. Anyway, clearly one-sided fight. Yamamoto's punching looked good but lacked force, and Sapp looked pretty durable, and good fight smarts by him shown where he wanted to, reset and not get over excited.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying is, he looked impressive. But it's not one of those things where I don't know if he looked impressive because he was against such a terrible opponent that you get those times, you get to reset, stuff like that. You know, if you go against a better fighter, a more seasoned, a non-Takeda fucking dojo fighter, you're not going to get those times to reset.
Yeah, someone who might push the pace and make him work harder. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So that's the thing is, he never, ever feared Yamamoto.
Right.
Because
in fact, after some of those punches by Yamamoto, he didn't even feel them. At that point, his confidence was probably through the roof, saying, "This guy just hit me, I didn't feel it."
Exactly, and that's not something, especially in his weight class, that's not something he's gonna get. And so it's one of those things.
Sure,
where
put him
we'll
up
wait
against
to see.
Tom Erickson.
Exactly, you're not gonna get that rest. You're not gonna get that shit, and that's when you really see how good a fighter is.
Sure, I give this fight a 6 out of 10.
Jesus, really?
Well, I mean, it was a finish. It was a finish. You got to give it for a finish. I mean, it was. It was entertaining, though.
Was it? Because it wasn't for me. I mean, as a fight, it was like every listener here that's been with us for a while knows that I'm gonna rate fights as far as entertainment value. If it's a slaughter, that's not entertaining. That's not entertaining. So for me, a below average. Okay. Maybe a 4, and I'm being fucking generous on this one.
I'm sticking with my 6 out of 10.
I'm giving Bob. I'm not gonna lie. If I had to rate the fighters, I would give Bob's at least a 7 out of 10. Mm-hmm. But the problem is, then you counter with Yamamoto, who's a 1 out of 10. So I gotta average that down.
I can understand that. Post-fight, Quadro says Sapp is technically fighting for K1.
And Bob Sapp technically is fighting for K1. So this was, in some ways, it was K1 versus Pride match.
Okay, kind of weird to just mention that now. So what would become of our 2 big booty bumpers here? Big Babo Sappu will be back at the very next Pride 21 in June of 2002. There he will take on a returning Kiyoshi Tamura. Ouch for Tamura.
Why are they sending this shit against him, man?
As for Yamamoto, he'll be back at Pride 22 in September of 2002, where he'll take on a returning Guy Mesger. Okay, that might be a good matchup. We'll see you boys then.
I mean, he's gonna get slaughtered. Let's be fucking honest. I've never seen the fight, and it's Guy Mesger against the fucking Takeda Dojo guy. He's gonna get fucking slaughtered.
They call him Rampage, Quentin Jackson. Quentin, why are you so angry?
Man, I'm angry because last time I came here to fight, bitched out on me.
He bitched out on you? Explain that.
You know, I'm out there fighting, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get the fight on. I throw a knee, you know what I'm saying? It's a little low, but it's not could have came out. So I'm pissed about that. I've been pissed about that ever since then.
You're talking about Daijiro Matsui, the man that fought with both Chance and many others. Don't you think he's got heart?
Man, I thought he did at first. I used to respect him. I respect him more than anybody else. About the way he no respect. I might not be doing too much Muay Thai, you know what I'm saying, this time, but you know what I'm saying, we'll see what go on.
So the knees to the leg and to the midsection we're not going to see against Satake?
Oh yeah, you'll see the knees. I'm not gonna give up on my knees because you know what I'm saying, I work them and I'm learning, you know what I'm saying? You know, my knees are good. I have good knees, you know what I'm saying? I just need to, you know what I'm saying, fight real fighters instead of you know, act like they got cut off, you know what I'm saying?
Quentin Rampage Jackson has made a name for himself by fighting 4 Japanese opponents. Now he's facing his 5th Japanese opponent, but this guy, boss, is a little bit different because Satake is a 2-time Japan K1 champion. Now, Quentin being a wrestler, you would think that he'd want to take it to the ground, but he's been training a lot with Tito Ortiz and those bad boy team punishment guys in stand-up. So what's your assessment on this fight?
Still, you can train all you want, but in 6 months you cannot be a striker like a K1 caliber striker. Quentin needs to take this fight to the ground because Satake is way too good as a striker. He wants to take it down, but Satake has a pretty decent takedown defense. We saw him fight against Guy Metzger, and Guy almost couldn't take him down. He did at the end of the fight, but he had troubles with it. Now, Quentin has a different kind of takedown. He likes to body lock his opponents and then slam them down. I hope for Quentin this is gonna work. He's gotta take this fight to the ground. Listen, I have this question for you. This one and only question is very important. You shave just like me, but what hairstyle did you have before you shaved? I'm just wondering, did you have the big afro or did you have the dreadlocks? Tell me.
I'm gonna be honest. All right, I'm gonna put it down for y'all. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. That's a part of America where the gangsters are born. You know what I'm saying? I grew up with a Jerry curl. I ain't gonna lie. It's not the one like you see on TV. It's not all greasy. I shake my la-la. It's all good, like a little wave. It was good. Had a little fade to it. See, I'm from Memphis. You know what I'm saying? We do it differently.
Right on.
You understand?
That's my question, baby.
All right.
And now for the second match.
Okay, here he comes, boss. It's a man that both you and I know so well, and he loves to come into the arena and
Oh, yes, Mr. Bad Boy, this guy. Oh, that's a character. You see him in the free interview.
And you know,
he's got some mouth.
He's got a lot of anger inside of him for this fight, but he's going to need it because his opponent is no slouch. And look at him. What's he got, wall paint on?
Yep, it looks like it's the new Rampage here. He's really angry. He is on a rampage.
He really is. Quentin Rampage Jackson, 23 years old, 6 feet tall, 210 pounds of fury. Originally from Memphis, Tennessee, and now he lives in Orange County, Huntington Beach to be a fact, and he trains with Tito Ortiz and Team Punishment. Quentin would like to thank KMCWheels.com because they gave him some real Superfly 22.5-inch wheels for his 1998 Ford Expedition. He's really happy about that. But man, look at that face.
Oh yes.
He kind of looks like Charles from Tap Out.
Oh no.
赤コーナーより佐竹正明選手の入場です。
Oh no, I'm getting frightened, boss. Is that Godzilla?
I think it is.
Where is he?
I don't. It's red. And it is Godzilla!
It is the Godzilla theme, folks. And Masaake Satake told us that this particular version of the Godzilla theme was recorded specifically for him by the artist.
Oh yeah, he was so popular here in Japan. He was the first K1 champion here in Japan when everything started, when nobody knew about it. It was like back in '92 or something. And he comes in well trained. I saw him. Look at him. I think he lost 20 pounds since that time.
Actually, he was the first Japan K1 champion.
Okay.
And then he ended up winning that title 2 times. And that's a significant title because you've got to fight 3 men under combat of, we're talking shin kicks, knees, punches. K1 is brutal. Even Maurice Smith said that K1 fighting is far more difficult.
The next bout of Pride 20 sees 2 returns. Quentin Rampage Jackson is back to take on one of my faves, the Masaake Satake. Rampage was 23 years old and his MMA record here was 12-3. Satake, meanwhile, was 36 years old and his MMA record was 1-6-1. Damn.
Christ.
That's sad.
That's the sad.
His kickboxing record is better, and he was like a K1 champion.
Yeah, no, and I understand that, but it's like one of those things where then just get your ass back to K1.
Yes, yeah.
Stop fucking doing MMA.
We last saw Rampage at Pride 18, where he kneed Matsui's bits and pieces, getting disqualified. He hasn't fought since then. Satake, meanwhile, was last seen at Pride 17 back in November 2001, where he lost to Semi Schelt. Since then, he's fought in MMA once at the Inoki 2001 Boombaye event in December of 2001. There, he fought kickboxer Sam Greco, a losing effort that saw a decision go to Sam. Pre-fight, Rampage is pissed at Matsui for bitching out of their fight where Rampage kneed him in the schlong.
Okay, so I gotta say this right now. He's a terrible person to be interviewed. Like, just awful. I mean, like,
they're
just
bleeping
awful.
every word.
Well, it's not even the bleeping. I honestly get the bleeping because I curse a lot. And if I had like adrenaline running before a fight, I'd be cursing even more. I get that. The problem is he doesn't actually fucking say anything. He'll say the same thing, and it's like, you get what I'm saying? Yeah.
Right.
I'm gonna. You say what? You get what I'm saying? I'm like, he's just terrible to be interviewed, and they interviewed him like fucking 3 times in a row. Like they just kept counting back into more interviews with him. I'm like, why? Why are you doing this to me?
Because Pride, they're high up on Rampage. They like his character. He's kind of.
I mean, it's an understandable. It's nice. In a promo, not in an interview.
Yes.
Like, I mean, if you want to promo him, I got no problem with that. Get him 3 seconds there. So I'm gonna beat up this motherfucker.
Right.
Boom, beautiful promo. But in an interview, asking him about the other fighters, about this, about that, about this, no, fucking sucks. Plain and simple.
Rampage says he used to respect Matsui, but not no more, dog. Rampage says some more things, then Quadros and Boss give their thoughts, and Quadros says that Rampage has been training stand-up with Tito Ortiz. Surprise, surprise, we get walkouts, and Rampage is out first, and is this Rampage or a member of the Village People cover band?
By the way, who the fuck wears war paint to an MMA?
Not only that, but he's got on a
fight?
black leather vest,
Yeah.
camo pants, and the fucking chain.
And the moment, I don't know if you noticed, the moment the camera, like, he notices the camera is panning on him, he just goes, war! And I was like, what? This is fucking so stupid.
Rampage has cute twink leather vest on and some war paint on his face. Rampage barks at the crowd and overall just looks angry. They clean his face before he gets into the ring and he removes the vest. Satake is then...
Wait, I do want to point out where, like, when he's coming in with the war paint, I can't remember if it was Boss or Quadros, he's like, that'll be a problem if it gets on Satake.
Well, let's hope that doesn't rub off on Satake because otherwise we'll have a problem.
Satake is then out, coming into his Godzilla theme. This surprises both Boss and Quadros, despite the fact that they have mentioned it before when Satake came in. They have really bad memories.
Not only that, not only do they have really bad memories, literally, the second after he comes in, they say, oh, we know that this song was specifically written for him by the Godzilla composer. It's like, so you know this song is written for him, but you're surprised that it's getting played.
Yeah, because Boss is like, oh, that's the Godzilla theme.
And it is Godzilla!
You've heard this before. He's come out to it before. You both were there.
Yeah. And then they throw the trivia, and it's like, then you should know it's coming.
Yeah. In the ring, wow, Rampage is glamorous in his camo trunks with glittery black trim. Quadros had mentioned Rampage bought a 1998 Ford Expedition off of Tito Ortiz. Rampage must have needed new rims for it, as he has an ad for KMC wheels written on his back. Is this a fucking circus?
It's hilarious that he has henna tattoo advertisements, man. This is so fucking stupid. But by the way, it literally just popped into my mind. You know what? Rampage Jackson is a less, I don't want to say less educated. Less eloquent Gary Goodrich.
I would more, you know what? I'd be so happy in order to beat up Don Fry again. I'm tickled pink just talking about it.
Because I mean, Gary's like that kind of cocky, that kind of everything. But Gary makes it, can say it, it doesn't need to curse every fucking 2 seconds.
Yes. Yeah, he's a more blue. You know, in comedy they say you don't have to work blue.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing it just dawned on me that like they're both like overly cocky to where sometimes it annoys me, but it's almost like the same person.
Satake is in great shape, and I'm a big fan of this guy. Big fan. Rampage puts out a glove for them to touch, and Satake bats it away, making Rampage angry. Minoru Toyonaga is our ref. I'm going to keep pointing this out. Remember him, everyone? The men do shake, though, and Satake gives him an extra smack on the exit, getting a rise from the crowd.
Satake was coming on at the end of that fight. And said, oh, look at that. Look at that. They shake hands, and Satake slaps his hand away.
Good vibe. Any final thoughts before we go into this fight?
So let's see. No, I already made my thoughts though.
All right, time for the fight. Round 1. The men meet, and a short 1-2 by Rampage is immediately countered with a big left by Satake. Uppercut by Rampage pushes Satake into the corner, then Rampage clinches him. Body work by Rampage, then knees to the body and thighs. Satake knees Rampage square in the nuts, and Rampage makes sure to let the ref know that just happened. More corner fighting, and Satake apparently knees Rampage in the balls again, and Rampage tells the ref 2 times. He shows him 2 fingers. Boss notes this, and Quadros says that Rampage should worry less about being a referee.
But I'd like to see him break up, and I'd like to see him throw bombs. Okay, now there's...
Yeah, there he goes again to the referee. He says this is like the second or third time.
Well, Quentin should worry less about being a referee and more about being a fighter because he's got Satake in front of him.
Ouch. Toyonaga comes in to separate the fighters. Restart. They exchange punches, and I think Satake tagged Rampage with a good one. Then an inside leg kick. Rampage then goes in to clinch. Back in the corner, then Rampage goes for the right leg. Heaves Satake up and slams him down beautifully. Quadros loves it.
And the slam, and he's going to do it. He's going to do it.
Oh, what a slam by Quentin Jackson!
Rampage is in side control, goes for knees to the head, but it's blocked. Then connects with one on the side of the chin. They move away from the ropes. Rampage gets off 2 good knees to the head as he moves very close to freak him out. Satake manages to get Rampage into a butterfly guard, but Rampage jumps right out of it and back into side control, then falls to half guard. Rampage punches him. Satake grunts.
He's got half guard here, and Quentin...
Rampage misses with a punch and smashes the mat instead. Good knee by Rampage causes Satake to grunt loudly.
It looks like no.
So I'm not gonna lie, like, like before the fight started, Boss and Quadros are saying how like Rampage is not that good, has never been that good of a striker and all that stuff. But like even in Sun Mount, he's laying some really fucking
his
good
ground
hits.
and pound right now.
It's amazing, and it's like it's one of those things where it's like, I don't know if Boss and Quadros just don't do their fucking research when they're like as far as training goes, because like literally they made it a point, and you can tell they made it a point because I noticed it.
Right.
So like they're making it a point of saying that he's not good at striking, blah blah blah. Here he is, just fucking proving them wrong.
Yeah, he was a boxer, and he's added kickboxing, but I think we're seeing the dividends being paid from his training with Tito Ortiz, who was a big ground and pound guy, one of the kings of ground and pound. This is Tito Ortiz's training right here for sure. Good elbows to the body by Rampage, and his ground and pound, I'm just going to bring it up now, is amazing. Satake pushes Rampage away and gets full guard. The ref comes in to move the fighters. On the restart, Rampage is a little slower, 5 minutes down in round 1. Rampage kind of lifts Satake. Satake lets his guard down and Rampage smacks him. Rampage gets up to his feet. Satake with little kicking feet, and then Rampage passes the side control. Throws a good knee. Then another one. Then Rampage gets mount, lays down some serious strikes. Satake gets a leg around Rampage, who stands and olays it. Then gets down in half guard, then side guard again. Satake manages to get up. Rampage has his back, lifts and slams him, and Satake is hurt. He turns to his side. Rampage smacks him, and the ref is in to stop the fight. Rampage is the winner via TKO at 7 minutes and 7 seconds of the first round.
A lot of those knees haven't landed crushingly accurate. But Satake spinning out, back up.
There's going to be a slam.
You know,
Satake doesn't move. There's something wrong. He landed, and he was in pain. I saw his face when he landed with this throw. Wow. What a victory.
Rampage gets his trophy, his giant card that may or may not be a check, I'm not sure. And we're off to the next fight. Good vibe. Thoughts on Rampage versus Satake?
So like I said, it's one of those things where Rampage was being downplayed as far as striking and everything, and Satake was being upplayed
because of his kickboxing. Yeah.
Because they're like, oh no, he's definitely gonna be at least a challenge. He might, he has a slim chance, an underdog, but he'll still give him trouble. He fucking didn't give him shit.
Right.
Like, the entire fight was Rampage.
It was a good fight. Rampage was awesome. His ground and pound was great, but let's be honest, Satake is not a good MMA fighter. He might have been a good kickboxer, but his ground game sucks. Still, I like this fight a lot. I give this one an 8 out of 10. So what would become of our two power slamming shakers here? Rampage Jackson will be back for more action at Pride 22, where he will take on Igor Volchanchin. Wow, that should be a good one. Between then and Pride 20, he'll fight once at a King of the Cage event in May. There he takes on Sean Gray. To learn about that outcome, though, fight fans, be sure to check out Pride Resurrection episode 25. As for the Masaake Satake, this would put a bow on his Pride career.
Oh no!
I am sad about that. The Satake will only fight once more in his MMA career in December 2002 at the Inoki Bumbeye 2002 event, where he would fight Hidehiko Yoshida, world champion judo and Olympic judo gold medalist, whom we will see debut in Pride at Pride 23 against Don Fry. In his bout against the Masaake, Yoshida used a neck crank to subdue Satake at only 50 seconds of the first round.
Jesus Christ.
Well, we can't win them all, Satake.
You can't win them any.
or in your case, you can lose them all, except one.
Except one. Who did he win against?
I forget.
Just some fucking sad sack of potatoes by judge decision, I think.
He beat some loser they brought in from King of the Cage, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember the guy's name.
Yeah.
Godspeed, Satake. We love you.
His name is Rogerio Minotauro Nogueira, and he is not to be confused with his twin brother, who is the Pride Heavyweight Champion, and that is Minotauro Nogueira. Now, boss, Minotauro Nogueira, who is fighting tonight against Imamura, they say is a better technician than his brother, who is the champion of the heavyweight division. Is that possible?
It's very difficult to be possible, but it's right what you said. 2 days ago I had breakfast and I was talking with one of his teammates and he told me that. He said, listen, he's a better technician. He's good striking, get good takedowns, and he's obviously very good on the ground.
And this will be Minotauro's first time in Pride. Now, what he and his twin brother evidently have done, Minotauro is the heavyweight champion. They made a deal, and he said, Minotauro, you cut down to 205 pounds, and you go after that belt. Now, wouldn't it be amazing if Minotauro, who is fighting tonight, moved his way up and won the title? Twin brothers, heavyweight and middleweight championships. Well, we're going to find out tonight when he takes his first step into the ring of Pride.
ただいまより本日の第3試合を行います。
And now for the third match.
青コーナーよりアントニオ・ホジェリオ・ノゲイラ選手の入場です。
Okay, coming in, he is from Brazil. And no, folks, we don't want you to get confused in this fight. Because as we said in our pre-fight interview with Rogerio Minotauro Nogueira is in fact not the Pride Heavyweight Champion. His twin brother is. But Rogerio Minotauro, entering the arena right now, is going to try and make a statement of his own. I said, his brother is the Pride Heavyweight Champion, and they made a deal. Antonio, his brother, said, Rogerio, you go down to 205 pounds and win the title down there. That way we'll have brothers win the heavyweight title and middleweight title. So now he's taking that first step. This is Rogerio Minotoro's first fight in the Pride Fighting Championships. And I'm really looking forward to this because some people have said that Rogerio, picture right there, shadowboxing, is as good, if not better, a technician than his brother, Minotoro.
Yes, I heard the same thing, and by the look of his boxing skill, looks good, has his elbows down, which makes him completely different already, so that's a real good thing. He's a technician, super technician, he's lighter, so he's faster probably, and if that indeed would happen, the heavyweight, he would get the middleweight title, and his brother would keep the heavyweight. I think that's the first time in history of mankind.
And yes, folks, you are seeing double in a way right now, his brother over his shoulder. Rogerio jokingly said, and I'll quote him, my brother and I have never dated the same girl, but we have the same taste in women, and that his girlfriends have not confused me for him. Well, you know, it was a logical question to ask because, you know, Bob, we would require the wise one to know.
Yeah, if we would be twin brothers, we would exploit that.
The third bout of Pride 20, Armed and Ready, sees the debut of Antonio Rogerio Nogueira taking on a returning Yusuke Imamura. Antonio Rogerio, not to be confused with Antonio Rodrigo, is the twin brother of the current Pride heavyweight champ. Antonio Rogerio from Brazil was 25 years old and his MMA record was 2-0. Yusuke, meanwhile, was also 25 years old and his MMA record was 1-1. If you don't remember Yusuke Imamura, don't worry. I didn't remember him either. But he fought in the main event of Pride the Best Volume 1 against Joe San in what can only be described as a carnival act gone wrong. Yusuke
That's why you don't remember him, listeners, is because it was the best.
Right.
Air quotes everywhere. Like, so many air quotes.
Yusuke beat Joe San when Joe San politely quit the fight. Now Imamura is going to be fed to an undoubtedly...
God damn it, now I have that mental image of the fucking leopard print fucking Speedo.
Now Imamura is going to be fed to an undoubtedly tough Brazilian. But just who is this Antonio Rogerio Nogueira? Yes, Rogerio is the twin brother of Minotoro, sans the truck accident that left Minotoro with some fucked up shit on his back. Rogerio also walks around at a lighter weight, typically 20 to 30 pounds under his brother. This might be to not compete against his brother, but as they mentioned later on, the Nogueira brothers have a plan to take over the middleweight and the heavyweight division.
I mean, it makes sense. I do want to point out that I find it hilarious that the brother, the heavyweight, is like, no. I'm the heavyweight, you lose the weight.
Yeah. What's also funny is that they, even their nicknames are almost the same. Yeah, Minotoro, Tauro.
And this is just Toro. And it's more. This one is more Spanish because it's Toro.
Yeah, Minotoro.
Yeah,
so it is
Minotoro. Yeah, so that's the thing. Is his nickname is Spanish. The other guy's nickname is Portuguese.
Fucking trying to confuse everybody. Obviously, you know that he is a proficient Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner, and he got his MMA start a couple years after his brother in 2001 at Deep Second Impact in Japan on August 18th. There he dispatched Katsuhisa Fuji via armbar in the first round. His next fight came in America at Hook and Shoot Overdrive in Evansville, Indiana on March 9th, 2002. Where were you in Evansville, Indiana on March 9th, 2002?
Don't get me started on Indiana, dude. Don't get me started. It's only a step above Iowa, and that's not saying much.
His opponent was Jim Hu Theobald, and another first... Exactly. And another first-round armbar victory for Rogerio. And that brings us here to Pride 20. Pre-fight, Quadros talks about the debut of Rogerio, not to be confused with his twin brother, and their plan to capture both the heavyweight and middleweight championships.
I mean, it's a good plan. Yeah. I like it. Sure. If the one brother can lose the fucking weight, have at it, dude.
Walk out for Rogerio Minotauro. And no, folks, we don't want you to get confused in this fight, says Quadros. While clearly they are twin brothers, Rogerio looks different enough not to be completely identical.
Apparently not for Boss and Quadros.
No, their faces are really kind of different.
Yeah, they are. But Boss and Quadros, though, can't tell. They're just glad that, one has a haircut.
Yeah. Maybe the differences in the faces has to do with the fact that one of them was ran over by a tractor. And this
but
one.
But which one, listeners? Which one can you tell?
Right. Also, the left ear.
It's
big
really,
Nogs.
it's
big
cauliflower
Nogs,
as fuck.
And Little Nog, that's also a nickname of him. His ears are fine.
Yeah.
For the most part.
I know Boss and Quadros also bring that up as a way to differentiate them, yes.
In the ring, Yusuke is plump and wow, a lot shorter, at least 8 inches.
So I'm not gonna lie, this really looks like some high school kid was trying to steal a grade school kid's money. Like, Jesus fucking Christ. Yes. Yusuke just looks so sad, and compared to this fight, it's like he doesn't want to be here.
No,
I wouldn't want to be here with that fucking body difference.
That is a tough task. Yeah, I mean the height difference. It's shocking. I mean,
well, it's not even the height difference. It's partly that, but it's even body build. Yusuke is kind of fat on that one.
Yeah,
and then you have this Nogueira, which his arms are buff as fuck.
Right.
And I'm like,
well, you have one guy who clearly looks like he's a fighter, and this other guy who you're not sure what he should be doing, but I don't think it's fighting.
Yeah, exactly. He should be, by the looks of it, working in a cubicle.
Yes.
Because literally looks what I look like.
Any more thoughts before we do it?
Nah, let's go into it.
Let's do it. Round 1. Rogerio jukes out a right and Yusuke moves in to grab his leg. Front headlock and guard pull by Minotauro. Arm in guillotine attempt. He tries to torque it, but Yusuke is surviving. At least he was surviving because, whoops, just as Yusuke's head was about to pop out, he's tapping instead. Jesus Christ, says Boss.
I think that he's going to lose by a submission.
Yeah, speaking of wrestling, he's going for that single leg takedown in. Nogueira's pulling the guillotine there, but he's got half a guillotine. The guillotine, especially on the half guard with the one arm in, it's a half a guillotine. He's going to pull out.
He's going to pull out.
Nogueira's going to spend a lot of energy. Oh, he tapped out! He tapped out!
Oh,
he tapped out! He tapped out! Say it again. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
People say that, I say that.
Jesus Christ.
And wow, the crowd is upset over this. Antonio Rogerio Nogueira is the winner via submission at 35 seconds of the first round. Sakuraba looks on, and Matsui demands to Sakuraba they kick this fucker out of the Takada dojo. Minotauro goes and shakes the hand of Sakuraba and Matsui. Quadros and Boss hype him up, and then we're off to the next fight. Good vibe. Thoughts on Yusuke versus Rogerio?
This was one of those fights where it was so quick, I barely fucking was able to take notes. I'm not about to bring up the Word document, and I know if the fight fucking's over. It's like, that is the stupid, now, here's the thing is, you just mentioned he might be Takeda Dojo, and it explains so much. Because that was one of the worst takedown attempts I've ever seen.
My thoughts are, well, Yusuke isn't very smart. Rogerio is a proclaimed better BJJ practitioner out of the twins. But forgetting that, why would you try and take this fight to the ground? I guess I can understand somewhat as Nogueira is a lot taller, making for a poor matchup on the feet, but his chances were even worse on the ground. Just stay standing and box with the fucking guy. Not much to say about this fight. I give it a 4 out of 10.
Whoa. Listeners, I believe this is the first time the most dangerous man alive today has given any fight an under 5 score.
No, I gave a 1 out of 10 to... maybe the last fight. There was a fight that really pissed us. There was a fight that pissed us both off, where I gave it the lowest score. I think I gave Joe San versus Yusuke Imamura fight a low score.
Yeah, but I don't count the best as anything actual Pride. Let's be fucking
honest. The only reason I gave it a 4 out of 10 is because there was a finish and it was quick and it's like, okay, I get to move on. Yeah. It was.
No. I'm not disagreeing on that one.
Okay.
I'm just surprised.
Okay. So what would become of our 2 pumped up kicks wearing guys here? We'll next see Yusuke at Pride the Best Volume 2 in July of 2002. There he takes on Alistair Overeem, who will be making his Pride debut. And when you see Alistair, you're going to be like, oh shit, here we go again. As for Rogerio, he'll be back next at Pride 24, Cold Fury 3 in December of 2003 to take on Guy Mesger. We'll see you boys then. Guy Mesger's getting some fights coming up.
No shit.
Get excited.
By the way, I'm not gonna lie. You know what'd be awesome? A non-title match, but I would like to see the brothers fight each other.
Yeah, as like an exhibition.
Yeah,
maybe.
that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Dan, is there a rivalry between Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and American wrestling?
Probably a little bit more from the Brazilian side. I don't know. I feel no rivalry or no animosity towards anybody. Just go out and get the job done the best I can.
This next match is going to be a doozy. We got the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu guy against the American wrestler. But dangerous Dan Henderson is no simple wrestler. He's got the big right hand. Now, what can Arona do to avoid that punch?
I don't know, but I think that Arona worked a lot on striking. He had to, because you have to see Dan Henderson knock out Hands of Grace with one shot. You know, Dan's got a good hands. He's a good wrestler. Arona is very good on the ground. He's got to take this fight to the ground.
ただいまより本日の第4試合を行います。
And now for the fourth match.
青コーナーよりヒカルド・アローナ選手の入場です。
Okay, he is from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. He is from the Brazilian top team. He is Ricardo Arona, and it's actually spelled Ricardo, but the Brazilians pronounce that R with an H sound. Coming into the arena here at Yokohama Arena. Oh, by the way, it's been sold out for weeks. 14,500 people here live, and we're seeing just an absolutely fantastic show up until this point. And Boss, I think this fight is going to go above and beyond the previous fights that we've seen tonight.
I think so too. I think this fight could be the fight of the night. Of course, we got some more really good fights coming up, but this is a perfect matchup right here.
I'll tell you, Ricardo Arona stepping into the platform right there has got strength on his side. I mean, we've seen him. He's got a physique like a bodybuilder, but that is really not going to be to his hindrance because he is the former two-time Abu Dhabi submission wrestling champion at 98 kilos, and he also won the absolute division, which is the open-ended division, no weight class, in 2001. So he's good on the ground, and he didn't like Vitor's character on the show. And here comes his opponent. He is dangerous. Dan Henderson from Team Quest. Team Quest has got some good fighters. They've got the UFC top middleweight contender, Matt Lindland. But more importantly, in his corner tonight, Dangerous Dan Henderson has the two-time UFC heavyweight champion, Randy Couture. And that man knows mixed martial arts.
He does for sure. Those guys are training partners also. Both very fanatic. They train real hard. They're wrestlers. All the wrestlers always train real hard. He's got the Kaikon Saki t-shirt. He's sponsored by it now, and everybody in the hotel is walking around with those t-shirts.
And you know what? Those t-shirts fit really good. I mean, they gave me one that fits like a glove. It fit like it was tailored. It fits better than the suit, actually.
Oh, you think so? But we look better in this suit. Thank God we didn't do the opening of the show with this t-shirt and sunglasses. I don't think that would have been a big hit.
No, that wouldn't, because first of all, I don't drink sake, and secondly, well, I'm not getting paid to sponsor them. So anyway, we'll talk about that later. But Dangerous Dan Anderson making it in. He is going to be right around 195 pounds in this fight, and comes in with a wealth of experience. He won a UFC tournament.
On to the fourth bout of Pride Armed and Ready, which sees the return of Dan Henderson, who is taking on a returning Ricardo Arona. Or Ricardo, as Quadros is adamant about pointing out that Brazilians use an H sound for R's.
They don't, listeners. I'm going to tell you this right now. They fucking don't. There's a reason it's not Rio De Janeiro.
Dan Henderson was 31 years old for this bout, and his record was 12-1. Arona, meanwhile, was 23 years old, and his record was 6-1. We last saw Dan at Pride 17, Championship Chaos, where he beat Murillo Rua via decision. As for Arona, he was last seen at Pride 16, back in September of 2001, where he won a decision over Guy Mesger. Both were hard-fought battles. Pre-fight, Quadros interviews the cool Henderson, who doesn't seem interested in whether there is a rivalry between BJJ and American wrestling. Then Boss talks about Dan's hands, Arona's ground game, and Arona's gas tank. We then get walkouts, Ricardo or Ricardo, as Quadros lets us know.
He is Ricardo Arona, and it's actually spelled Ricardo, but the Brazilians pronounce that R with an H sound.
He's out first. He tells us Pride 20 was a sellout. Arona comes out, some strange ethnic drum beat.
It's pretty cool. I like it.
I dig it too.
Here's the thing is, it literally took me, listeners, because of the way they're pronouncing stuff, literally took me like a good 5 minutes before I realized this guy was not last name Corona.
Boss brings up that Big Nog, who is a training partner with Arona, could not submit Henderson when they fought in Rings, King of Kings 1999 tournament. That was about Henderson won via decision before winning the whole tournament.
Oh yeah, and that white hat is gonna come. And you know that Dan Henderson was in the ring tournament. He won that. He was in a fight with Nogueira, who's the heavyweight champion here, and Nogueira couldn't submit him. So that says a lot about Dan Henderson. Can Arona do it?
Quadros brings up Vitor Belfort, ex-Brazilian top team member, and how Vitor was in a popular Brazilian reality TV show, and apparently some bad things regarding Arona came out from that. Not sure what the story is, though, fight fans.
His former teammate, Vitor Belfort, has dropped out of the Brazilian top team and was on a really popular reality TV show down there in Brazil. And he said he never watched Vitor on the show. And I can't really quote what he said because it involves profanity, and I'm not a fighter, so I can't get away with that. But it began with B and ended with T and had an SH in the middle of it.
Henderson is then out, and he has Couture in his corner, two-time UFC champion at the time. Dan is sponsored by Gekikan Sake.
By the way, holy shit, his ear is really fucked up.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Like cauliflowered like a motherfucker.
Yes. In the ring, fit as hell, Arona gets stretched out by his corner. Dan, well, he's Dan Henderson, literally has had the same body shape for about 20 years, up until the day he stopped fighting a couple years ago. Japanese J. Jonah Jameson is our ref. And it's time for the fight, unless Good Vibe, you have some thoughts?
No, I got nothing.
Then let's do it. Round one. As the men meet, Arona fires a leg kick that is immediately countered with a right hand by Henderson. That was deflected. Another kick from Arona is countered with the 1-2. Then Arona goes for the legs. Arona pushes Dan into the ropes. They fling off them with force, hit the mat, roll, and Dan is on the bottom with Arona on top. He works the body of Henderson. Dan just holds on. Then more body work from Arona. Arona gets to half guard, then jumps into mount. Dan manages to get him back into guard. Arona gets back into half guard. Arona continues with body work. Quadros starts to shit on the fight, saying the crowd will get restless, and it's already formed a pattern.
I mean, let's be honest. At this point, the crowd's already restless. I'm restless. I'm already like fucking passing the fuck out. Honestly, here's the thing is, we haven't had in a while, at least my memory is not serving me right, a fight that's 100% on the ground. We haven't had one of those we don't have them too often.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, something I like. I'm glad for that. But yeah, it's one of those things I noticed. I'm like, wow, it's been a while since we had a match where they just stayed on the ground for so long.
Mm-hmm. Action call from the ref. Just as Arona lets his guard down, Henderson surprises everyone with a reversal, getting on top in half guard. Elbows to the body by Henderson. Then he wraps up the neck of Arona, delivers a knee to the head. Henderson then gets in a side mount. Arona spins on the mat, and Henderson knees him twice on the way up as Arona stands. The crowd applauds.
Let me see.
Oh, throw that knee now. There's another one. Back on their feet, folks. Yes, excellent.
Arona waddles in for an inside leg kick, then a straight push kick to the body. Then they clinch against the ropes. Dan shows his strength by ragdolling Arona down to the mat. He's in side control, tries knees. 5 minutes down in round one. More work by Henderson, punches the knees, then he traps Arona's left arm in a crucifix, hammers his face. Arona musters up the strength to stand. Dan knees him. Then, whoa, Dan gets knocked down with a clipping left from Arona, and Arona jumps on top in Dan's guard on the mat.
Look at that, he chopped the arm with the leg. He chopped the arm, he's pounding away. Wow. And Arona using his strength there, and Dan, whoa, what a punch! Whoa!
The men slow down here as Arona's gas tank is looking a little low. Refs stop and move the fighters to the center of the ring. After the restart, Dan maybe tries for an armbar. Arona escapes and passes the side control. 3 minutes left in round 1, and Arona passes the mount. Dan holds him tight, tries to roll Arona but fails. Dan manages to get Arona in half guard. Arona punches the back. Then Dan lets Arona back into mount so he can try and escape. Arona jumps back on top of him, and now he's in half guard. Dan elbows the thigh and hip. Arona isn't doing much, then moves up into mount. Dan grabs his neck and begins to pull Arona over him. The sheer strength involved here is amazing, and Dan slips out and stands up. Arona is up too, tries 2 punches. That was sweet, says Quadros.
Wapo. So that Arona, here. Dan is trying, and he's got it.
That was sweet.
Front kick by Arona. Dan misses with a punch, but Arona falls anyway to the mat. Dan tries to hammer down on him, getting down into guard. 1 minute left now in round 1. Quadros takes the words right out of Boss's mouth, calling Dan a regular Houdini.
Dan is just that good of an escape artist.
Yeah, he's a regular Houdini in there.
There you go again. Take the words right out of my mouth.
I got you that time. But there's been many times.
They love each other. Dan goes for a can opener on Arona, who does open his guard. Dan stands, hammers down a punch, and before he can get anything off, the bell rings, ending round 1. Arona, in a state of confusion, maybe from exhaustion or Dan's punches, walks to the wrong corner, then wobbles back to the correct one. Sakuraba is commenting for the Japanese broadcast. That's cool.
I mean, this first round, it's actually kind of interesting because it's been pretty back and forth. As far as even on groundwork, it's interesting to see that you can't look at a fight and be like, he clearly has the advantage here. It just keeps going.
Quadros talks about Dan being fresh and how Arona might have a hard time getting him down. He's muscled up, says Quadros, and sometimes guys like that get tired.
If you look at each man's physique, Arona is muscled up, and sometimes people who are muscled up like that get tired.
Good analyst, Quadros. Time for round 2.
That's why he's the fight professor.
That is why he's a fight professor. Time for round 2. Dan starts us off with a leg kick and missing right punch. Arona fires a leg kick back, but it was checked. Dan moves in and fires a right hand that clocks Arona. Then more punches that Arona ducks, grabs the leg, and big takedown. Arona is in guard. Quadros talks about Dan's weight and how he's in the no man's land of weight, around 195 pounds.
But you know, Henderson is in that weird no man's land where he could drop down and fight at 185 if, that's a big if, the Pride Fighting Championships created a third weight division. That would be kind of cool because we've got Sakuraba, Pele, Carlos Newton, all right around 185 pounds.
Light work from both men, and there's some restlessness forming in the crowd. Nogueira exaggeratedly chomps on gum. Arona gets back to his feet. Little up kicks by Dan. Arona kicks at the legs. Arona then chops down with a punch and gets into half guard. Quadros brings up Arona's future opponents and brings up Alex Steibling. Arona doesn't like the fact that Alex wore a Brazilian killer shirt to Pride Bad Blood. Boss says every Brazilian fighter they talked to didn't like it.
No shit.
Arona is back to his feet, kicks, 2 minutes left, and the ref comes in to stand Dan up. On the restart, the men exchange straights. Leg kick by Arona is countered with a right hand by Dan. Arona shoots. Dan blocks it. Dan forcefully grabs Arona's neck for a full guillotine, throws a misguided knee that allows Arona to take him down. Arona is in half guard. Dan still has half a guillotine, but Arona pops his head out. But I see blood. Arona is cut. The ref sees it now, halts the fight to have it checked. He's got a nice gash right under his right eyebrow. Must have been from the knee.
Yeah, I mean, has Pride always checked every cut?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Kind of thrown off by that when, like, they literally, like, stop the fight to watch the cut. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't think I remember that.
The doctor says it's okay and the fight is restarted back in the same position. Slow work. 1 minute left, then Arona stands, rains down punches. Crazy little kicking feet from Henderson. Arona passes the side mount. Dan tries to knee him. Arona begins to bleed on Dan. Arona gets mount briefly, then half guard. Nothing else happens though, and the round ends right here. Arona is up quick and finds the right corner this time. He demands the stool, though, and needs a rest. Any thoughts?
Answer me this, because once again, maybe it's my memory playing tricks. When was the 3-round thing? Because I thought it was a main 10-minute round and a 5-minute round.
2 5-minute rounds.
Oh, 2 5.
It's been like that for a couple prides.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's actually kind of, especially in this card, weird to see a fight go this far.
Yeah, well, it's been a while since we've had any memorable 3-round fights.
Yeah.
I say that, and someone's going to point out how pissed we are. There was a fight that we hated, and maybe it was the main event of, not the main event of Pride Bad Blood, no. It was a main event of something where we both really hated it. I mean, we really hated it. But yeah, this one is more notable because, well, we have a couple of long fights.
I mean, it is. I think it's notable because of the fact that it's the first long fight of this event.
Right.
And I'm not gonna lie though, it's one of those long fights where, like, okay, I will say personally for me, fucking boring as fuck. But as I can remove my bias and say, as far as skill goes, it's an even fight.
Sure.
And it's been an even fight for both rounds so far.
I would say there is a limp tire in this match, and it's Arona. Because I think Dan wants to trade and box, and Arona just wants to
lay down and go to the ground.
Right, because his gas tank isn't good. He clearly just wants to.
But again, I mean, to a point, that's strategy.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. I'm not fault. Yeah, totally.
So I mean, props to fucking Corona for making it.
For imposing his will.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Let's see how this fight ends. Fight fans, round 3. Jutting leg kick by Arona and Dan counters. Then they trade. Arona slips under a punch and grabs Henderson. Dan pushes him around, but Arona manages to get him down, and he's on top in half guard. Arona works the body and head. Ref moves the fighters out of the ropes, and Arona, showing he's tired, options the steamroll to the center of the ring. The crowd laughs.
A real big criteria. Look at this. A little rolling around. Rolling.
Arona gets in a mount, punches. Dan tries to pull his neck, then turns and gives up his back, but he still has the headlock. But this time around, Arona gets out. He has the back, punches, goes for a choke, but Dan turns back to give up mount. Dan has only lost via decision, Quadros says. Boss asks Quadros how many fights has he had. Quadros, woefully unprepared, has to count from his cheat sheet.
Dan Henderson only has 1 loss, and that was a decision to Wanderlei Silva. He's never tapped out in mixed martial art competition. I don't know. Wow.
How many fights did he have? Bunch.
You're asking me in
the fight professor. Yeah.
Because you want me to add them up? Okay, let me count them for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And this is his 12th fight, boss.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. This is fucking stupid. Because here's the thing is, the fight professor, 12 fights. He has to count them. Okay. Boss should fucking also know this.
Well, sure, yeah. He should have it written down. Dan Henderson,
Yeah, 12 fights or whatever. Should have. If it's one of those things you're going to be commenting on, why not do the fucking research yourself? Right. Not put fucking poor fucking Quadros on the fucking spot like that.
Well, I guess if you look at it this way, Quadros is the play-by-play and the analysis.
Yeah.
Guy, and Boss is clearly just
color. Yeah. No, I understand that.
But still, I mean, he should
know that.
Yes.
But here's the thing is, it takes him a while to realize how many fights, but then Boss tries to like stump him on other things, and Quadros just rapid fires them, and it's amazing. It's like, oh, who was his first opponent? Oh, when was his first fight? Oh, why did he start fighting? And it's like Quadros is just fucking like knocking him down. And I'm like,
sometimes it's hard to keep track of all this stuff because you got so many guys. You're trying.
And that's the thing. It's understandable, but Boss is it's out there to be a giant douchebag to poor Quadros.
There is some sort of there are some moments I have written down here where it seems like they're kind of sniping at each other. You know. Arona is still in mount. He throws a few missing punches. Then, as Dan tries to turn out, Arona pops him with a good one. 2 minutes left, and Dan is letting his fight slip away. More of the same. Not a ton of work from Arona. Now 1 minute left. Arona goes to trap Dan's right hand. Dan momentarily pushes him away. Arona is still on top, and then the bell rings, ending the fight. Arona jumps right up, raises his hand. He believes he's won. We'll have to head to the judges, though, to learn our result, which is...
Judge Nishi, Ricardo. Judge Kobayashi, Dan. Judge Kato, Ricardo.
Okay, Ricardo Arona has won a split decision. It was 2 judges for him and 1 for Henderson.
Ricardo Arona, winner via split decision after 3 rounds. That decision announcement turned a bit perilous as the crowd thought Arona definitely won it, and when Dan's name was mentioned, they kind of revolted.
They did. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It's been a very interacting crowd so far.
Yeah, oh yeah, the crowd is
they've
definitely
been into it.
Yeah, they're into this event. Arona does a nice side flip, which would have been nice if he had that explosive energy during the fight. He might have been able to do more. Good vibe. Your thoughts on Henderson versus Arona?
It was a good fight. I mean, it's like I said, it's surprising to see it go all 3 rounds. I was mostly because they were down on the ground. I was very surprised at the fact that there wasn't more full-out attempts at submissions, and I thought this would end in a submission.
Yeah, I like this fight. It was a bit disappointing whenever Arona was on top. I'm a huge Dan Henderson mark. I won't try and hide it. Arona sealed the deal in the 3rd round, so he clearly won it, I thought. With that being said, I don't like Arona. He fought Guy Mesger, and it was the same fucking thing. He gets on top. He just sort of lays there. He does enough not to get stood up.
I know, but
he doesn't go for the kill.
Yeah, but that's as annoying as it is, especially for, like, as listeners know, for me, that's the fighting style I hate the most. But you can't discount if that's what's fucking winning him fights.
Sure,
and that's what he's gonna go with.
You know, Dan made a few mistakes in how he engaged Arona. He should have been more defensive with his aggression because Arona's takedowns. But Dan was edging as the winner after 2 rounds, I believed, and kept it competitive until the 3rd. Overall, I give this fight a 7 out of 10. So what would become of our 2 dashing dandy lads here? Arona will be back at Pride 23 in November of 2002 to take on Murillo Rua. As for Henderson, he'll be back at Pride 24. Cold Fury 3 to take on Antonio Minotauro Nogueira. Wait, what? You heard that right, fight fans. Skinny-ass Dan Henderson will be taking on Pride Heavyweight Champ in a rematch of a fight that took place in the Rings 1999 tournament in which Dan won via Henderson. Should be a good fight.
Did you even realize what you just said?
What?
Dan won via Henderson.
Oh, God. Well, okay.
By the fact that he had a last name, he won.
From now on, decisions are called Hendersons. We'll see you boys then.
They both come from Brazil, and that's the country of hot blood. It's Murillo Rua from the Shootbox Academy versus Mario Sperry from the Brazilian top team. You've got the young gun, the 21-year-old hotshot, Murillo, against the old master. Well, he's not really that old, but it's going to be a little bit of a factor, the age, don't you think?
Yeah, it gotta be. We got Mario Sperry, a solid jiu-jitsu fighter. You know, probably he's not going to take any chances, no risks. He's going to prepare every move that he makes. And then we got Murillo. He's going to be all over the place. He takes every chance he's got. He's going for everything. He doesn't care if he loses a position, and he's got a lot of stamina. So I think that Mario, if he wants to win this fight, he's got to do it in the first 10 minutes, because in the overtime, the longer the fight's going to take, Murillo is going to be stronger.
Now, Mario Sperry came into Pride with an impressive win in his debut against Igor Vovchanchyn, who used to be the #1 fighter in the sport. Ninja, on the other hand, has wrecked everyone he's fought. So you can expect that these guys, with a little bit of competitive rivalry between their teams, are going to go for it in this match.
And now for the 5th match.
he comes. It's Mario Sperry, yet another talented 200 and some odd pound man from the Brazilian top team. One of the legends in the sport of submission wrestling and grappling. He is the 1996, 1997, 1998, and 1999 Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu World Champion.
Oh, he looks relaxed there. Nice and smiling. That's a good sign, Steven.
I tell you, a lot of people really don't want to go to the ground with this guy. I think he forgot more techniques than most people have learned in a lifetime.
I think so too, and all the people that don't want to go to the ground, they're absolutely right.
His last win was a chokeout victory over Igor Vovchanchyn, a person that a lot of people had picked to knock him out.
Yeah, that was very crazy, but tonight he's going to face somebody who's better on the ground than Igor Vovchanchyn. But yeah, can he do it? This fight, Steven, I am really looking forward to. Like the Arona and the Henderson fight, I was really looking forward to that one. Now it's time for this one.
Yeah, this one is, I mean, the matches just keep getting better and better tonight. I'm pumping because this is the first time in a long time that we've seen one Brazilian go up against another Brazilian on the international stage. And as I mentioned earlier, there is a bit of a rivalry between Mario's team, which is the Brazilian top team, and Murillo Ninja team, which is Shootbox. But Mario has assured us that the rivalry is more from their side, and for Mario, it's more, the rivalry is mostly in the ring. Sperry, his second time in Pride. Oh, listen to this music.
El Guapo!
Yeah.
This should be my music.
I want to see some flamenco dancers. Listen to this. Why are you laughing so much?
This is the El Guapo music. The Three Amigos.
You know, you would have thought that someone with the nickname Ninja would come in with some kind of Kung Fu theater music. Now look at him, look at him. Oh yeah! Oh yeah, look at him, he's dressed up like a ninja. That's awesome. Oh,
what a good move.
Well, undoubtedly, the ringside referee is going to search him for nunchucks, flying stars, staff, and knives, and any other weapon he might carry under that uniform, because we got the samurai sword slung across his back.
Yeah, he's got to really watch out, the referee, for the ninja powder when he throws it and then disappears and then suddenly pops up behind the opponent.
Yeah, yeah, that too. And he's got to watch out that Ninja could like double and triple himself. There could be three ninjas in the ring.
Easy. And thank God we have no trees here, because I really think they can walk over the tops of the trees. I saw it. He's pulling the sword.
And he's pointing it at his opponent. Now what is going on now?
Fight 5 of Pride Armed and Ready sees the return of Murillo Ninja Rua to take on a returning Mario Sperry. It's Shootbox versus Brazilian top team, and the lava of old Mount Brazil is about to explode out of the top of the volcano because of the heat of the rivalry. These teams don't like each other, you get it? Ninja Rua was last spied at Pride 18, where he defeated Alex Andrade via decision. Sperry, meanwhile, was last seen at Pride 17, where he submitted Igor Vovchanchyn via arm triangle in the first round. Pre-fight no interviews, and Quadros and Boss talk about the fight and the fighters. Walkouts included, and we get the really excited, high-pitched ring announcer, whom I do like. Mario Sperry is out first, and Lenny Hart, providing the American translation for the introduction, gives an interesting take on announcing him.
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu World Champion.
Oh, he looks relaxed there. Nice and smiling. That's a good sign, Steven.
I tell you, a lot of people
Murillo is then out, and the crowd loves his music intro, some classic spaghetti western style horns, and then Ninja Hua is really a ninja. The crowd loves it, and so does Quadros and Boss. Hua pulls out a tiny little sword, and it's funny and awesome. In the ring, both men get a good round of applause from the crowd, and I think the crowd is excited for this one.
Man, crowd likes this guy.
He's smiling.
Murillo Ninja.
Quadros and Boss have talked about the age advantage for young Murillo, or is it an experience advantage for the veteran Sperry? The men want at each other as they both come forward before the ref even calls for the start of the fight. A good vibe. Before we get into this, any thoughts?
I mean, I was impressed that he came out in a ninja outfit. That's pretty cool. I believe personally that just as we've seen some fighters fight in a gi, we should be able to see him fighting the ninja.
Absolutely, yes.
I understand why he doesn't, because it's a fucking giant disadvantage.
Right. It's time for Brazilian top team versus Shootbox. Let's do it. Round 1. They meet. Sperry throws a right. Murillo moves in. Sperry grabs him. They clinch. Murillo knees. They break. Sperry fires away. Murillo fires back. He clips Sperry with a right. Keeps firing. Then buckles Sperry with a left. Sperry is back awake. Grabs Murillo. Pushes him to the corner. Wow, great start to the fight, and amazing that Sperry regained his senses.
A real fast fight. It is going to be a real long fight.
There's the lockup, and Ninja's got the underhooks, and Ninja's trading, and they're trading both. Oh, he's got him. He rocked him. He goes for the knee. It's a huge left hand by Ninja that dropped Mario Sperry.
They are out of the corner. Sperry is still recovering. He pushes Hua around more. Ninja breaks away and misses with some punches. Sperry shoots low. Ninja sprawls. Ninja is in side control. Hammers away. Sperry moves to get up. Eats a knee. Ninja punches. Sperry with weak up punches. Ninja thinks of a jump or a stomp. Falls down into Sperry. This allows Sperry to try for a triangle, but Ninja gets out. Both men are up. Sperry now takes Hua down, and he's in guard. Passes the half guard. Ninja is thinking of a Kimura. Sperry on top thinks of a Kimura himself. Light punches from both men. Sperry maybe goes for a left arm, and Hua spins out. Front headlock by Sperry. Sperry leaps up to pull guard, but Hua slips out. Falls on top of Sperry. Throws some punches. Wow, action-packed fight. I'm really digging it. Ref moves the fighters to the center of the ring. Ninja works punches, then elbows to the body. Sperry opens his guard up. Hua stands. Comes in for a stomp that is deflected. Ninja gets down on side guard. Stands to deliver a soccer kick. Sperry gets up. The men exchange rights. Clinch. Right by Ninja. Sperry grabs him and takes him down. He's in side mount. Then Ninja improves the half guard. What? Only 5 minutes down in round 1? Jeez. Sperry tries to secure a Kimura. Ninja won't give it. Then Sperry leaps his legs around Ninja's head to try and get more control. Very tense moment as Sperry tries to lock it up. Ninja is working his way out. And just like that, he is free. Both men are up. Ninja tries to crack him. Sperry falls. Ninja stomps. Then he's down into guard. Ref moves the fighters. On the restart, Ninja works punches. Sperry not so much. At the 7-minute mark, Hua nearly passes guard. Elbow to the sternum by Hua. Hua continues to work punches. After a punch, Sperry pushes Ninja away, who stands. Uncommitted kick to the legs, and the ref is in to stand Sperry up. On the restart, Ninja goes for a missing high kick. Sperry rushes in with guns ablazing. Then clinch. 1 minute left now in round 1. Sperry pushes Hua to the ropes, then towards the center of the ring. Thinks of a guillotine, then separate, and the men throw down. Ninja gets rocked, but Sperry gets rocked too. He dives for the legs. Ninja sprawls, but Sperry has the leg and puts Ninja on his back. Sperry is in half guard. Sperry works punches, but not much time left, and the bell rings. That was, bar none, one of the best rounds of fighting we've ever seen in Pride.
You know what? I'm not gonna disagree. That was just amazing. It's even though some of it was on the ground, it was really active. Like
something was happening.
Yeah, they were they were flipping so often, and they were trying to get you could tell that they were going for the submissions.
Yes.
So I agree with you. It's so far it's been an amazing round, and just impressive, honestly, to see just how good both of them are in the ground game, not only in the offensive side. Also on the defensive side, getting the fuck away.
Yes. Near the end of the break, Boss says he sees a doctor in Sperry's corner and maybe something is happening. But thank God, he says, the fight will continue. Quadros, in a very dickish tone, says he doesn't see a doctor. Instead of the invisible kick, maybe it will be the invisible doctor, he says.
What is going on here in the round? We see the ref or the doctor in there's corner. Okay, nothing. Thank God. Nothing going on.
I don't see a doctor.
Yeah, he was there.
Okay. He was instead of the invisible kick, he was the invisible doctor.
Yeah, for camera he was, but for my eye, I could see him from here.
Boss refutes this, saying he saw it with his own eyes. You couldn't see it in the camera, but he saw it with his own eyes.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so I thought they were kind of going with good chemistry, but this Pride has really shown that they're just out to dick each other.
There's some tension there, and I will say that Boss is kind of a type A personality where he's, I wouldn't say he's a know-it-all, but he kind of is that way sometimes.
Yeah.
And Quadros is kind of just a spaz. I've described Quadros as a spaz before. He is literally like the definition of a spaz. I still love Quadros, but I could see where he could totally rub people, even friends, the wrong way, because he'll just say something kind of sarcastic that wasn't necessary. If Boss says he saw a doctor, you don't have to chide him saying, okay, well, maybe it'll be called the invisible doctor.
Here's the thing is, technically, just hold this event on its own. Quadros didn't start this.
You think Boss started it?
No, I'm not even thinking.
With the whole,
you see it there, where Boss was trying to stump Quadros as the play-by-play commentator.
I can see that.
So, when Boss then leaves himself open, I personally would have fucking done the exact same thing. Just nail this motherfucker down.
Time for round 2. The bell rings. Hua comes in with a knee. Then the men fire away. Then clinch by Sperry. He tries to take Hua down. Eventually, it does go to the ground, but Hua ends up on top. Sperry scrambles, but Hua is on his side and back. Sperry rolls for a knee bar, but Hua escapes. He jumps on Sperry with a punch. He's in half guard, then side control. Mario spins under him, gives up his back. Ninja knees, punches, then goes for a choke, but he's in a bad position with only his left arm around the neck, and his right hand is completely trapped by Sperry's right armpit. Boss says he can choke him out using his shoulder.
Oh, it's a choke. Is he choking? And it looks like it's under. No. Yes, it is.
No, he doesn't have it because he doesn't have it. No, he doesn't have it because
he could.
Can he choke him out slowly with one hand?
Yes, he could. He can pull his left shoulder back now, Ninja. But he's got to pull his left shoulder back.
But Sperry turns into him and he is out. He's in guard, then passes the side control, but Hua is going for a Kimura, then gives up on it. The ref is in to move the fighters out of the ropes, and Sperry is looking pretty gassed here, rolling on the mat to get into position. Armed and ready, says Boss as the fight is restarted.
Yeah. Armed and ready.
Ka-ching! Give him that check, Pride! Hua wraps up the neck. Sperry is effectively neutralized, but Ninja lets go. 2 minutes left in round 2. Sperry targets the left leg, then goes for a Kimura on the left arm. Ninja fights it off and he's out. Ninja manages to roll out. Sperry grabs the neck. Both men are up. Sperry knees, then they break. Then Sperry punches, very slow. Sperry clinches. Both men look tired. 1 minute left remaining in round 2. Hua manages to take Sperry down. He's on top, punches, wiggles into side guard. Then they are in the ropes, so the ref moves them, but there is confusion on the positioning here. On the restart, Sperry briefly gives up his back. Hua tries to knee him, then the bell rings, ending round 2. Mario's looking like he's feeling his age right now. Good vibe. Any thoughts?
I'm not gonna lie. At this point, I don't really fucking care who wins. It's such an even fight, and it has been a good fight. And I'm just surprised that there's been a couple times when you thought one of the fighters had that submission locked in, and all of a sudden, boom, done.
Yeah.
It's like, holy shit, this fight should have already ended. Like, at least 3 fucking different times.
Sure, it could have ended in the first 15 seconds when fucking Sperry was buckled and fucking fell to the mat.
Exactly, but it's still going, and it's one of those things. It is one of those fights where I don't mind that it's been going that long.
Yeah. Let's see how this one ends. Round 3. Leg kick by Hua, then a slow one by Sperry. Mario then throws a right. Hua moves in, gets him with the left. Mario falls back. Hua goes for a stomp. Then they are up, clinched, in the corner. The ref breaks them up. Hua clocks Sperry, who tries to punch back, but Hua gets the better of him. Sperry backs away, then they fall onto the mat. Hua is in guard. Sperry has a cut over his right eye. Hua works small punches, then the ref comes in to have Mario's cut checked. I'm sure he doesn't mind this little breather. The cut is okay and the fight is restarted on the mat. More of the same. Sperry working punches now too. Down to 1 minute now. I missed the 2-minute call somewhere. Hua is busy enough. Sperry is dead tired. The fight ends here after a hard-fought battle. Hua is right up. Sperry, meanwhile, is a lot slower and looking worse for the wearer. We'll head to the judges to find out who won this one, and that decision is...
I think Ninja won. I think so too. Okay. Yep. Ninja has won a unanimous decision.
Murillo Ninja Hua, winner via unanimous decision. Pele appears out of nowhere, no shirt, and he hugs and raises Hua up. Where did your shirt go? Why did you take off your shirt?
If I had muscles like that, I would always take off my shirt.
He probably walks around, yeah. Shootbox is the victor today. Tough loss for Sperry. Nogueira is actually crying over this loss. Wow. Good vibe. Your thoughts on Sperry versus Hua?
A great fight. Yeah, I will agree with the decision, but like I said a round ago, it doesn't matter who the fuck won. It was a good fight. Listeners, if I'm saying that a mostly ground fight was a good fight, it was a fucking great fight.
Sure. This was a great fight. Yeah, the third round was a bit of a letdown. I'm sad that there wasn't a finish, but the energy these guys put out for 2 rounds means it can be forgiven. This is an instant classic. Great showcase of MMA. You want to impress somebody with how MMA can be, you show them this fight. I give it a 9 out of 10. So what would become of our 2 bad beefing Brazilians here? Mario Sperry will be back at Pride 22, where he'll take on stern dad Andre Kopylov, Rings veteran and possible former Donkey Kong handler. Before then, he will appear at UFO's only MMA show called Legend. That's Universal Fighting Arts Organization, Antonio Inoki's promotion that had put on a couple pro wrestling shows prior. UFO Legend took place on August 8th, 2002, and Mario took on Wataru Sakata, Fighting Network ring star. As for Hua, he will be back at Pride 23 to take on Ricardo Arona, continuing the feud with Brazilian top team. We'll see you boys then.
This is his 3rd time in Pride, and Senae Kikuta is going to be looking to put a submission on Alexander Otsuka. But Otsuka has never tapped out in mixed martial art competition. He has beaten Marco Ruas. He did go the distance with Igor Vovchanchyn, and he went into the 3rd round with Wanderlei Silva when Wanderlei was wrecking everybody early. How is Otsuka going to be able to beat Kikuda?
It's going to be very difficult. That's one thing for sure. Kikuda is growing and growing in submissions. Alex Stiebling, who trained with me for a little bit, he told me that Kikuda is his favorite fighter. So if a guy like that says that, that means he's very well-rounded on the ground.
Well, the organization is called the Pride Fighting Championships, and both these fighters being from Japan, they're going to have a lot of pride on the line when they step into the ring.
Fight 6 of the eve sees the shocking return of Senae Kikuta taking on an also shocking returning Alexander Otsuka. Wow, I'm fucking pumped already.
Oh my god, this is like the shit beating the shit. Like,
yes.
I don't know which shit to root for.
Right, the one with the peanut in it or the one with the corn in it?
Yeah, no, this is just, oh my god, so terrible.
Senae was 30 years old for this bout, and his record stood at, 19-4-2 and 1 no contest? Otsuka, meanwhile, was also 30 years old, and his MMA record was 2-9.
Hey, at least it's 2.
That's right. At least he got 2 wins there.
Yeah.
We last saw Otsuka at Pride 18, where he foolishly was put in the ring with Wanderlei Silva, and he suffered a TKO doctor stoppage loss. As for Senae, it's been a long time since we saw this lump of shit. Way back at Pride 4 in October of 1998. He had a draw there with Daijiro Matsui. Since then, old Senae has been busy, very busy, and he's had an impressive run. I must give him credit. More than impressive. It's been an awesome run. After Pride 4, he went to a single Shuto event, Las Grandes Vijas 6, in November of 98. What is Las Grandes Vijas?
Spell the last word.
Viajes.
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 Travels. The Great Travels.
The Great Travels, okay. Yes. A loss to Paul Jones, but after that, Senae ripped off 8 fights, going 7-0-1, mostly in Pancrase with victories over Takafumi Ito, Minoru Suzuki, wow, and Ryushi Yanagasawa, among others. He also had a UFC appearance thrown in. UFC 25, he faced Eugene Jackson and won via armbar. Then it was back to Pancrase. Murillo Bustamante at Pancrase Trans 6 in October of 2000 saw an end to Kikuda's winning streak, where Murillo won via decision. A few more Pancrases after that and a return to non-losing ways. Since that loss to Bustamante until here at Pride 6, Senae went 5-0-1. The draw coming against Alex Steibling at Pancrase, Proof 1 in February of 2001. During those fights, notable wins were against Ikohisa the Punk Minowa at Pancrase 2001 anniversary show in September of 2001 via TKO due to cut, and then Daisuke Watanabe via armbar victory at Proof 7 in December 2001, which was Kikuda's last fight prior to Pride 20 here. So I take back calling Senae Kikuta a lump of shit all the time after that impressive run of fights, and that brings us here to Pride 20. Pre-fight, Quadros calls Senae Sanae, and I'm guessing that's how you're supposed to say his name. I'm used to just saying Senae, and apparently this fight is a grudge match, as the two men have been shit-talking each other for months. Why? Otsuka's a pro wrestler. Kikuta is an actual fighter. Why is there bad blood between these guys?
I mean, I would assume it's just promo-based, and, you know, like I said, when you have two giant lumps of shit, you gotta argue. You gotta argue which one is the biggest lump of shit.
Yes. No walkouts for this fight. Right into the ring. Kay Grant has appeared as the ring announcer.
Kickstart! Sanae! Sanae Kikuda. This is his 3rd time in Pride. He fought the early days of Pride.
Agakona, 183 センチ、91キロ。Alexander
Otsuka.
Otsuka decides to get silly at the stare down, offering a hand to Kikuta, but he pulls it away just as Kikuta goes to shake it. That dirty dog. He dissed him, says Quadros.
He comes out to make it a street fight. That could be dangerous for him, because if you come out with anger can disturb fighting technique. Sometimes it's not good, the anger. Control of anger. A very famous man used to say that was Bruce Lee. Controlled anger, but if you just go out blaze.
I knew it!
No shaking there!
Oh, he dissed him.
Good vibe. Any thoughts before we run this one down?
Ah, man. I'm not getting my hopes up. That's my thoughts for this fucking fight.
Well, let's see. Round 1. Senae comes forward with a fleeting left. Then they clinch. Otsuka with superior strength as he pushes Kikuta around. Knees by Otsuka, and it appears some of the crowd is behind him. Every knee gets a cheer.
A grudge match.
I feel like I'm in Thailand.
Okay, 2 things. A, fucking stupid as far as size difference goes for Kikuta to try to, like, it looked like he was trying to lift Otsuka, and it's just fucking stupid. Second of all, this is the only time I'll ever be nice to you. Otsuka, call me. I'll be your fake lawyer against the WWE, because I believe this is the invention of the yes knees.
Oh, yeah. That's right, yeah. Kikuta with an inside trip, and he takes Otsuka down. He's in guard. Otsuka gives some smacks to Kikuta's head, getting laughs from the crowd.
We'll try things and maybe even make mistakes, but I don't. Look at this.
He's patting him. Yeah, it's exactly like you said. You know, the good thing...
Senae tries some punches, some striking from the bottom by Otsuka. Kikuda has improved to half guard. He's working for mount. Then he gets it. Otsuka tries to defend. Kikuda gives him some punches. Otsuka chants break out.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a good thing to do to go for a straight armbar. Can you lose position? Well, but I guess the...
Quadros mentions that Kikuda is the 2002 Abu Dhabi champion. I didn't mention that. Kikuda cross-faces Otsuka, who tries to bitch smack him back, and then Kikuda rolls for an armbar. It doesn't succeed, though, and Kikuda rolls back on the mount. Kikuda is then inside control, gets on his feet, tries to kick... Kikuda then tries to kick Kikuda's head. That ain't right. Kikuda is then inside...
I mean, that's gotta be impressive.
Right, yeah,
I'm even thinking about it. Like, you gotta be a cheerleader, cheerleader or gymnastics fucking flexible in order to kick your head with any goddamn force.
Kikuda is then...
No, one second. I just realized, if you can kick your own head with force, you can probably give yourself a blowjob. At that point, that flexibility is there.
Might be a skill to work on.
That's nothing compared to how my cousin Walter died.
How did he die?
He broke his neck.
That's embarrassing.
He broke his neck trying to suck his own dick.
Oh my god.
Come on. Haven't you ever tried to suck your own dick?
No.
Yeah, right. You're so repressed.
Because I never tried to suck my own dick?
No, because you won't admit to it. As if a guy's a fucking pervert because he tries to get down on himself.
I could never reach.
Reach what?
You know.
What, your dick?
Yeah, like you said, I guess everybody gets curious and tries it sometime.
I never tried it. Fucking pervert.
Kikuda is then inside control, gets to his feet, tries to kick Otsuka's head, is back down, then Otsuka rolls him. He's now on top. Alexander chant breaks out. Otsuka is a huge crowd favorite. Out of nowhere, Kikuda rolls Otsuka. Have I been calling him Otsuka the whole fight? Or I've been calling him Otsuka.
You've been doing a half-assed job of both.
Okay. Out of nowhere, Kikuda rolls Otsuka, getting on top now in side mount. So far, this isn't a horrible match. It's kind of entertaining. Backhanded bitch smack from Otsuka. Kikuda has fallen into half guard, 5 minutes down. Kikuda climbs into mount, throws a couple more punches. Otsuka rolls and gives up his back. Kikuda holds on, rolls Otsuka with his hook.
I just want to point out, Otsuka is very eager to give up his back. Like, it's I've never seen a fighter do that. Like, literally.
That's like a Sakuraba thing. Remember in Sakuraba's early fights, especially against Vernon Tiger White and then maybe against Newton, he was giving up his back all the time.
Well, I mean, he was giving up his back as a process. Like, you could tell that he was like sneaky enough to like try to get out more on his back than anything else.
There's no plan behind Otsuka.
With Otsuka, there's none. There's like, he gives his back up and literally just sits there on all fours. While Kikuda is just like
beating on him.
I wouldn't say beating on him because I'm looking at those punches and they're fucking love taps.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's getting love tap on the side and you just see him. He's not trying anything. He literally just gave up his back for jack fucking shit.
Yes. What the fuck is I doing here? I do have it. I'll leave this in. Otsuka with backhands and chops to Otsuka. That is impossible. Why would he do that?
You apparently think Otsuka is very capable of just beating himself.
Beating himself up, yes. Otsuka with backhands and chops to Kikuda. Kikuda then gets back into mount, grinds down with numerous punches. Otsuka rolls. Kikuda punches his head a ton of times. Otsuka just eats them all. Otsuka rolls to the mat. 3 minutes left in round one now. Wow, Otsuka's nose is all bloody. Kikuda moves the mount. Well, it hasn't been going too good for Alexander Otsuka, says Quadros.
Well, it hasn't been going too good for Alexander Otsuka, has it?
No. Kikuda goes for an armbar again. Otsuka is in danger, but he's holding on, turns, and gets on top of Kikuda, much to the crowd's elation.
He's got all of his pride involved, and he won't let go.
No, he's going to get out.
Going to get out of it.
Beautiful. And he's got the control.
1 minute left now in round one. I just noticed that Otsuka has a giant egg above his left ear. Otsuka works punches, getting rises from the crowd. Otsuka headbutts Kikuda's belly, getting a warning from the ref. Then the bell rings, ending round one. Otsuka is a mess. He's winded, and we get a good look at the lump on the side of his head. A good vibe. Anything to add?
Holy shit, dude. That lump.
That was probably as bad as Remember in Pride 2.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I remember that. That's even worse because it's fucking huge.
And it's got like a blood point on it where you could see where the genesis of it, because at the tip, at the top of the lump, there's like a red scratch or something.
It's just Jesus.
Round 2, they meet and clinch. Otsuka knees, the first one clearly hitting Kikuda's package, but the ref was behind them.
Package.
The ref didn't see nothing. Otsuka keeps kneeing, then Kikuda muscles him down to the mat. Half a dozen bitch smacks from Otsuka. Otsuka goes for his special move, the double armbar that he used to legitimately tap out Mike Bork.
Yeah, legitimately. We'll go with that word. That's definitely legitimate.
It fails for some reason this time. Kikuda.
No!
How could this be?
Hey. In his defense, that's still a 50% success rate.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking high.
Kikuda with slow work. Kikuda on his feet passes the side guard. Tries to knee the head. Quadros hilariously points out that they let Otsuka go out into the fight with a wad of toilet paper shoved up his nose.
I can't believe they let him out with a big thing in his nose.
Kikuda gets in the mount, traps Otsuka's right hand, punches him. Kikuda could destroy Otsuka here, but he's very methodical. A couple pops from Kikuda and Otsuka's nose wad dribbles out of the side of his nose.
Ew.
It's now laying on the mat. Otsuka tries to muscle Kikuda off him, but fails. Gives up his back. 2 minutes left in round 2.
There we go. Gives up his back again. No fucking plan whatsoever.
Kikuda holds on here, doesn't do a whole lot. Some punches from full back mount, and some of the crowd has turned, cheering every Kikuda punch.
If you go the distance with Rico from charging, and you're a mental strong person.
Otsuka has got to do something.
I think the Otsuka fans have abandoned him mid-fight, realizing he's a fucking loser.
Well, no shit. I mean, after that bump on his head, like, holy fuck. Like, what the fuck is in there, man? By the way, I'm not gonna lie. Now speaking of the bump, I do like when I can't remember if it was Boss or Quadros. They're like, it's like an alien put a probe in there.
1 minute left. Now we're still here. Otsuka absorbs light punches, not even defending them. Down to the mat. Kikuda works for a choke, but it doesn't work, and the bell rings. Okay, while I was liking this fight after the first round, I slowly found myself hating it through the second round. Otsuka is slow to get up. Ref, just call the fight right now. Just end the madness. Otsuka doesn't need to continue on. This fight should be called here.
It's one of those things where I have to give Otsuka props.
He could take a beating.
For taking a beating. And we've always known that.
He got beat the fuck up by Volchanshin.
Oh my god, like a motherfucking bitch. He honestly should learn to surrender. Because regardless of if he doesn't quote unquote quit, he's not winning this.
No.
There is no chance in hell any of these 2 rounds so far have shown us Otsuka doing jack fucking shit.
What are we going to call that? Asks Quadros in reference to Otsuka's huge bulge. The lump, says Boss.
What are we going to call that? What is that? A lump.
Otsuka has
so creative. So creative.
Otsuka also has a weird geological crack formation forming on the side of his head. There's like blood blistering that looks like cracks. It's so fucking weird.
I didn't see that one. I'll have to...
It'll be right there on this review. You'll be able to see it. On to round 3. The bell rings. Kikuda with a 1-2. They clinch. Knee by Otsuka to the groin. Ref doesn't seem to mind. Another one, and now Kikuda loudly complains to the ref.
The referee should do something about that. That continues.
Kikuda tries the trip, fails, but tries again and gets it. Otsuka's probably gonna get another pounding here, says Quadros.
Otsuka is probably gonna get another pounding here.
Nothing you haven't already heard me mention before happens. Kikuda is on top, works small punches for about 3 minutes. I suffered. Until Kikuda finally goes for an armbar. It's locked in, but Otsuka doesn't tap. The ref asks and asks and asks.
No, armbar coming. Armbar, there he is.
And this is it. That's it. He's got him. He's got a tap. You give up?
Yeah, he's got it. He's going to get it. He's got it.
Otsuka doesn't give up.
You give up?
Yes.
Give up. Give up. Give up. It's like 10 times that the ref just goes, give up. Give up! And I mean, like this is what I'm saying is, I give props to Otsuka for not surrendering, but he's fucking dead on the ground. He's always been dead on the fucking ground. The moment he goes to the ground, hasn't done shit.
He was ready to tap out. He put his left hand out, held it in the air, but he didn't. That took a lot of guts. It must have not hurt enough. Otsuka tries heel kicks to Kikuda's head. Then Otsuka is free, but Kikuda is on mount. Sheer guts, says Quadros. Otsuka trolling now as he rubs Kikuda's head to say, good boy, good boy. He keeps rubbing. It's fucking funny. I laughed. The crowd laughs.
My arm, I don't care. Getting him on the head again.
He's trying to get under his dandruff, I guess.
1 minute left. Little taps from Otsuka. Nothing really happens though, and the bell rings, ending round 3. Welp, it's over. Otsuka is immediately up, raises his arms high to show the judges who's the real winner. Then he bows to all 4 corners. Then he's on his knees. Deep bows to the 4. Wow, Otsuka is hilarious.
I fucking hate this asshole now. Honestly, like, you know what? Kikuda did a good job, but Otsuka, the fact is...
It's just stealing his victory away from him by doing this shit.
No, and it's not even stealing the victory because nothing's going to steal this. You're celebrating the fact that you did nothing.
It does diminish Kikuda's upcoming victory.
It does. Like I'll accept that. But what I'm saying is, this is Otsuka just making himself look bad because he didn't do anything. So the fact that he's so energetic at the end,
yes.
like that energy you could have used into making the fucking fight decent.
I don't know if he's winning fans or losing fans with this, but he clearly thinks he's doing something to his benefit to try and put up a heel persona or whatever. He might be a dump truck of shit, but he's a hilarious dump truck of shit. We'll head over to the judges to learn if Otsuka really did pull off the surprise victory. So let's do that. Judges?
Stretch the arm. Extend it the other way. That's enough. And he didn't do that. Well, now let's see.
Sadly, Otsuka didn't win. Kikuda is the winner.
Oh no, I never saw this coming.
Kikuda, winner by unanimous decision. After the fight, it's like Shamrock versus Fry. The men meet to shake hands. The crowd wants it. Quadros and Boss want to see it. Otsuka puts his hand out. Kikuda goes for it and...
Okay, they're going to make up. They're going to make up, I think. Okay.
Come on, man. Oh, come on, man. That's no good.
Oh, that's not good.
I guess. I mean,
that fucker Otsuka pulls his hand away, then flips off Kikuda to add insult to injury. Ouch. Otsuka's ruthless.
Okay. I will say this. That part was hilarious. Hilarious. The problem with that was leave it at that. But then him and his fucking merry men of mass dumbasses all of a sudden starts celebrating as he walks off the ring. I'm like, dude, you literally just got beat up, like in the worst possible fucking way.
You're gonna go look in the mirror.
You gotta go look at that fucking lump that honestly is about the size of your head, and that's fucking saying something because you have a giant fucking head.
Yeah, Kikuda looks legitimately hurt by this. This is not honorable. Otsuka, who just got his ass kicked, now has his arms raised by his masked pro wrestling buddies, which includes Mexican wrestler Solar, who had an MMA debut himself just a couple weeks prior against...
Did he fight with the mask?
I don't know. I'd have to see this fight. I could get it. I could actually clip this. Maybe, you know what? That'll be a great MMA oddity. Solar taking on Minoru Suzuki, fucking Pancrase star of all people. That happened only a couple weeks earlier at Deep, 4th Impact. Solar was DQ'd in that fight because of a groin strike. We are left with a shot at Kikuda, who looks completely confused. Then it's off to the next fight. But before that... Good Vibe, your thoughts on the clash of these Japanese titans?
Okay, so like I'm with you on the fact that, well, first of all, like you know what, at the intro, like the listeners know, I just thought this was gonna be 2 piles of shit fighting, but Kikuda clearly did improve himself. That was good fighting. Otsuka, on the other hand, go fuck himself. Like literally, the moment he's on his back, he did less work than Have you ever seen the movie by Joseph Gordon-Levitt? What was it called? Oh my god! No, I can't remember. It was pretty much dealing with porn, and I can't remember what it was.
Oh,
but it was
yeah.
But it was about how like pretty girls don't do any work when
yeah.
That's Otsuka. Otsuka just got on his back and did less work than a hooker.
I had the name of that movie on the tip of my tongue. Oh fuck, I can't remember though.
Yeah, I can't. But yeah, so that's the thing is, honestly, Otsuka didn't do any work when he was on his back, and not even. That's the thing is, it's not even he's doing work to try to get out. He's doing work. The times he did work was to get himself in a worse fucking position. It's like, Jesus Christ, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you?
You can probably leave this fight off your watch list, fight fans. It was pretty awful. Okay, it wasn't completely boring. It had its moments of entertainment. Otsuka's goofing around and being a troll was funny, but it wasn't competitive. Kikuda was on top, just picking away the whole fight. He didn't really seem to want to finish it, despite the couple submission attempts he tried. I gave Kikuda shit for his 2 horrible fights in Pride. He left and did really well, and now he's back. And he's still a lump of shit in my book.
Oh, no. I'm going to disagree on that one. If there's a lump of shit, is the one that's on fucking Otsuka's head now. Like, literally, I'm pretty sure that's it.
The shit went from his rectum up to his brain.
That's it. Kikuda, the lump of shit Kikuda, literally transferred that shit. And since Otsuka already had so much shit as being a shitty fighter,
had nowhere to go.
It had nowhere to go, so it goes boop.
Yes.
On his head.
Oh, that was great. So what would become of our 2? Oh, I gave this fight a 4 out of 10. So what would become of our 2? Definitely not lumps of shits here. Alexander Otsuka, God bless him, would be back for more Pride action at Pride 22, where he'll take on Henderson Silva.
Jesus!
Future GOAT. Good luck, Otsuka. As for Kikuda, he'll be back, but not for a while. Pride Shockwave 2005 in December of 2005. Thank God. But between then and Pride 20, he would fight only 7 times, which includes 1 appearance at the UFO Legend event, and then all Pancrase events.
UFO? What's UFO?
I covered it. I've already said this before. UFO, Universal Fighting Arts Organization. UFO Legend, it's called.
Oh, Are
you drunk?
No, but like UFO, there's a flying objects that all of a sudden decided we want MMA.
I'm gonna do 5 minutes earlier where I mentioned UFO and there was no response from you. It was all Pancrase events after that. I'll cover more about how Kikuda fared when we see him next at Shockwave 2005. We'll see you boys then.
Wanderlei, you're going to be fighting Mirko Cro Cop. What problems do you think he presents to you?
Problema nenhum, acho que só alegria. Eu estou muito bem preparado para essa luta e estou muito feliz de estar lutando com ele porque eu gosto de ganhar de bons atletas, não gosto de ganhar de atleta morto.
He's a really good striker. He's from K1. Do you think that you're probably going to take this to the ground or will you stand up with him?
Estou com a estratégia pronta, na verdade eu vou brigar com ele. Uma estratégia sempre é essa e não interessa com quem seja, vai ser sempre assim.
Mirko, welcome to Pride once again. You're facing Wanderlei. What is your prediction on the fight?
Yeah, I think I'm going to win this fight. Actually, I'm sure about that.
Are you going to do it in a very gentle and strategic way, or are you going to do it in a violent way?
I'm afraid that I have to do it in a violent way. Because Silva is that kind of fighter. He's very aggressive and attack is the best defense in this case.
And now it's time for our main event. The K1 is invading Pride with Mirko Cro Cop going up against the Pride middleweight champion in a non-title fight in Wanderlei Silva. You've got, in a way, 2 strikers. Boss, what is your pick?
Listen, I am not going to pick a winner in this fight because they're both really, really good. We know Mirko Cro Cop is an excellent striker. He knocks out people in K1. That means you're special, trust me. Wanderlei Silva, he's a good striker himself too, but not the K1 level, although he can surprise people. He's got a strange flying knee, he's got strange hands, and he's constantly coming. He's got to take this fight to the ground. That's one thing for sure, in order to win it.
Okay, but Wanderlei's been fighting a lot lately, and he says that doesn't have any detrimental effect on him. Do you think it does?
No, I don't think so. A lot of fighting, like after 100 fights, I would say things like that. But what did he have? He's fighting every month, okay? But it makes him more relaxed. And training with all the guys that he has at the Shitbox Academy, all those wild guys, I really think that the fire is still there.
I think that Wanderlei's key to victory in this is to get Cro Cop moving forward, get him into a body lock, take him to the ground, mount him and ground and pound, hope he turns his back. But Cro Cop's game plan is definitely to land that left kick and try for a knockout. But we're not going to know what's going to happen because fireworks are going to explode in the ring tonight. In one sentence, how would you describe Wanderlei Silva?
Atleta com muita determinação, eu vou pra dentro e minha principal característica é não ter medo de ninguém.
It's time for the main event of the evening, which sees returning Pride middleweight champ Wanderlei Silva taking on a returning Mirko Cro Cop in a special catchweight heavyweight bout under K1 and Pride rules. Wanderlei was 25 years old for this match, and his MMA record was 19-3 and 1 no contest. Cro Cop, meanwhile, was 27 years old, and his MMA record was 2-0 and 1. We last saw Wanderlei at Pride 19, Bad Blood, where he defeated the debuting Kiyoshi Tamura via KO in the second round. As for Cro Cop, he was last seen when he debuted at Pride 17, going to a draw against the great one, Nobuhiko Takada.
Okay, so I gotta point this out because it's a fun game to play. If you haven't heard of wrestlers' names, I want you to write Cro Cop's name, trying to fucking figure out how they pronounce it. Because I spelled it in 10 different fucking ways before the fight card came up, and it actually showed the actual spelling. And I'm like, this is not in any way, shape, or form what I got.
Let's see. Since then, Cro Cop fought once at the Inoki 2001 Boombaye event, in which he destroyed Yuji Nagata, famous Japanese pro wrestler, in about 21 seconds via TKO. Pre-fight, Quadros interviews a tired-looking Wanderlei, who has longer than usual hair. Quadros asks what problems he thinks he might have in his fight against Cro Cop. Silva says he has no problems. Silva also says his strategy is a street fight. Quadros then interviews Cro Cop, who says he'll win this fight in a violent way.
By the way, I do want to point out that he had to rip the violent way out of it. It's like when the interview starts, like, oh, I'm going to win. I know I'm going to win. And then he's like, "Oh, are you gonna win in a nice way, or what, or what's going on here?" And then Cro Cop is like, "No, I'm gonna beat the shit out of him."
Right.
It's like, Jesus Christ, just say that from the beginning. No, I'm gonna beat the shit out of him.
The K1 is invading Pride, says Quadros, and this is our K1 versus Pride main event. No walkouts for either men. The DVD must have been running low on space. They should have fucking cut that stupid skit at the beginning so we could have got some cool walkouts. Cro Cop's team is sporting fetching yellow uniforms. The crowd seems super pumped for this fight.
188センチ、97.2 キロ、Mirko Cro Cop!
Boss, there's a song by George Thorogood called Bad to the Bone. Every time I look at this guy, I think about that song.
赤コーナー、182センチ、97.6 キロ。
But also with this guy.
I think I just lost my hearing. He almost got a standing ovation. Now,
intense stare down, and Mirko gives it back as good as he gets it. We have special round structure and time for this fight. 5 3-minute rounds, which I think is akin to a K1 fight. Are there any strikes not allowed? I'm not very sure.
By the way, I want to let listeners know I was very surprised because, listeners, this is going to be a Japanese lesson. Apparently, the words main event in Japanese are main evento.
Main evento!
Are you serious?
Dude, he said it like 4 times.
Main evento.
It's like, main evento! It's like, oh my God, what the fuck is this shit?
Let's get into it. Round 1. Cro Cop stalks Wanderlei. Wanderlei throws a missing leg kick. Cro Cop is very stationary. More kicks from Silva. Then Cro Cop throws his trademark left high kick that is blocked. Then Cro Cop delivers a massive body kick that Silva eats. Silva rushes in with wild punches, gets a hold of Cro Cop, then takes him down to the mat. Cro Cop pushes him away. Silva is standing, just misses with a slicing head kick. Then he falls, and he's back on top. Quadro says he's never heard a crowd like this.
look at this. This crowd is, I've never heard a crowd like this.
Quadros notes that one of the special rules is if the fight goes into the ropes, the fight will be restarted standing, not simply repositioned.
I honestly, personally believe that should be the rule.
That's a superior rule all the time?
All the time, hands down.
I guess it depends. If a guy's like on mount and it's in the ropes. He's
no,
in
I
a
mean,
dominant
but that's
position.
the thing is, if you're on the ropes, most of the time when they get you standing up, it's because you're honestly not doing much. You know, every time we see someone get moved back into the center of the ring, is because there's not that much dominant position, which is why you're on the ropes. Blah blah blah, fucking blah. So I always prefer back to a standing position.
I would say if it's in full guard and it's in the ropes, stand him up. But if it's in any other position where the fighter on top has an advantage, it should not be stood up, because it should be repositioned, because he has something he can work with. And this is important. I mentioned that Quadros brings up the rules. This is important because the fighters are now in the ropes and the ref stops them and the fight is restarted standing.
So 1 second, because I'm going to make a quick point here. I was very surprised because when they were building up this fight before it started, they kept mentioning the fact that it was a non-title fight. And I'm like, why? Make Wanderlei fucking work for it. But then I realized he's giving up 20 fucking pounds on this motherfucker. I was like, oh, Jesus.
On the restart, 1 minute left now in round 1. Silva moves forward with a barrage. He gets a hold of Cro Cop, then Cro Cop pushes him away. Cro Cop moves in but never pulls the trigger. The bell rings with a Silva slapping leg kick. Quadros notes more special rules in between rounds. No judges, so the fight, if it goes all 5 rounds, will end in a draw. Boss says he feels nervous for this fight. A lot of tension.
That was a really tense first round. I just want to say, you feel the tension. It's like I'm nervous for this fight.
I'm not gonna lie though, Wanderlei has the advantage in this fight, from my opinion, because
I think Cro Cop's too inexperienced for MMA at this point.
1 second, you're making it way too professional. I believe Wanderlei has the advantage in this fight because he's already ugly as fucking sin.
He doesn't give a
care
shit
if he's gonna get beat on the face. Cro Cop has a decent face.
Yeah, he wants to protect that.
It. Yeah.
I see. Yeah, absolutely. Let's get into round 2. Cro Cop paws forward, kicks, then Silva counters with crazy punches. Silva falls. Cro Cop steps away. Leg kick by Silva misses, then one from Cro Cop. Leg kick by Silva, then misses. Blotchy body kick by Cro Cop is caught by Silva, and he pushes Cro Cop down. Silva is in guard, but is near the ropes. Silva tries a punch, then a few more. The crowd is behind these punches, cheering each one.
So, also thought that Wanderlei was going only for takedowns. I think he never expected.
1 minute left in round 2. More punches from Silva, and he is getting in some good ones. And more. He keeps going. Cro Cop tries to tie him up, and then the bell rings, ending round 2.
It's one of those things where I honestly thought Silva was going to have some issues in this fight. But the more the fight goes on, the more I see, no, he's not.
On to round 3, standoff. Missing leg kick by Silva, then a high kick that is blocked. Cro Cop throws one back. Silva moves in with punches. They clinch. Cro Cop pushes away. Whiffing high kick by Cro Cop. Leg kick by Silva. Left punch by Cro Cop that is countered with a 1-2 by Silva. High kick by Silva. 1 minute left now in round 3. Silva sneaks his way in and clocks Cro Cop with a right, then chases him with more. Just dodges a serious left by Cro Cop, and then they clinch. Against the ropes, the ref breaks them up. Restart. Left jab by Silva, and then the bell rings, ending round 3. In round 4, leg kick by Cro Cop, reaching right, probing leg kicks by Silva, then he rushes in with a 1-2. Cro Cop walks him back. Head kick is blocked. That had to hurt Silva's arm. Big body kick by Cro Cop. Silva still moves forward. Barrage of punches that don't really connect. Another big body kick by Cro Cop that lands full.
Dog, look at his body. Oh!
Leg kick is checked. Silva with a 1-2. They clinch against the ropes. The ref separates them. Leg kick by Silva, mid body kick by Silva, then punches and they clinch in the corner. 1 minute left now in round 4. Knee by Silva. Silva then tries to pull Cro Cop down, but he grabs the ropes, that cheating fucker. In the center, clinched, the ref separates them. Restart, but nothing happens and the bell rings.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, like, it's kind of weird. Not weird, but it's interesting when you see how, like, look at Cro Cop and how confident he was at the beginning. And now he's, like, backing away at every exchange.
Sure, he's worried about the takedowns, and and I don't think he's sure of his sprawl here. He wants to strike, but he's thinking, oh, if I throw a kick or something, he's going to catch it and take me down.
Yeah, which he's, Wanderlei is out for that, and it's easy to see. But it's still a great striking match.
In the corner, Silva's right side has Cro Cop's foot imprinted into his ribs. It's really fucking awesome looking. I mean, you could clearly see where the toes were. It's white, and then there's bruising all around that. It's fucking great. Let's see how this one ends. On to round 5. Leg kick by Silva starts us off. High kick attempt by Cro Cop. Body kick by Silva, jab by Silva, then another one, and he rushes in. Clinch. Near the ropes, they break. Body kick by Cro Cop. Silva catches it, uses it to take Cro Cop down. Very close to the ropes. Silva works some punches, then the ref separates them. The crowd didn't like that.
He won the first 2 rounds, or first couple rounds, but then he lost. Oh, he gave him a headbutt?
1 minute left in our fight now. The men exchange and clinch. Silva fires 2 punches on the exit. Jab by Cro Cop. Silva tries a head kick, then clinches against the ropes, tries to take him down. Cro Cop sprawl this time. Finally, he busts out the sprawl. Kicks Silva in the body. Time is running out. Then the bell rings and the fight is over. This one will end in a draw. Quadros predicts a time when Pride hosts K1 fighters under full Pride rules.
I'm wondering if there's going to come a time where the Pride Fighting Championship hosts K1 fighters. If they host K1 fighters and they fight under Pride rules.
Quadros then hurries to close out the show, and Sakuraba is heading into the ring. But before that, Good Vibe, your thoughts on this fight?
It was a good fight. Honestly, like I said, it was a great striking match. I was disappointed to see Cro Cop lose his confidence. I think if he had remained as confident as he was before, it would have been even better. And the more I see this fight, the more, honestly, Wanderlei, to me, kind of keeps reminding me of Igor in his prime, as far as his striking goes. Because, you could see, especially with Cro Cop, you can see the other fighter just being scared. Just keeping their distance, because if he lands a hit, it's gonna fucking take you down.
Yeah, I think we'll see the confidence of Cro Cop be cemented in future Pride. It's not here yet, but he's not really a Pride fighter yet. He's still being, I think his contract is still owned by K1.
Okay.
And they were kind of having a cross-promotional thing. Anyway, this was a very tense battle. I'm not sure if the round time and rules helped it or not. I think Cro Cop still needs to get a feel for MMA, being a devastating striker not used to the ground fighting aspect. Silva looked good, pretty fearless against a very scary guy. This was a fine topper for the show. I give it a 7 out of 10. So what would become of our 2 armed and ready rumblers here? Wanderlei Silva will be back in action at Pride Shockwave Dynamite 2002, a joint Pride K1 show featuring MMA and kickboxing. There he takes on Kyokushin karate fighter Tatsuya Iwasaki in a non-title bout. As for Cro Cop, he too will be at the Shockwave Dynamite 2002 event, where he will take on Kazushi Sakuraba. That looks like a fun match. After the fight, Sakuraba has entered the ring to deliver flowers. He then gets on the mic. The music dims. He says good evening, then more things.
He's going to say something about something.
Good evening.
最後の試合、すごい緊張感があって、いい試合だったと横で見てたんですけど、僕も早くここのリングに帰って試合ができればいいと思いますんで、また応援してください。お疲れ様でした。
両選手に皆様もう一度盛大な拍手をお願いします。
Okay, Wanderlei's nemesis, Sakuraba, made the statement, and he said that was an intense fight. And Sakuraba cannot wait, can hardly wait to come back to the ring.
That's it? Okay. What? Why even do that? If you're going to go in and say, I challenge you.
Yeah, because, Sakuraba is, Japan's fucking sweetheart. And so he's been the entire night just commentating.
Right.
He fucking wants his ring time. I get it. I understand.
Right. Wanderlei Silva gets in between Antonio Inoki and Inoki's close friend, assumed Yakuza middleman Hiromichi Momose. Streamers fly and the show is over. Quadros covers more about the show, but nothing to really talk about. And that will do it for Pride 20, Armed and Ready. Good Vibe, what were your overall thoughts on this event?
It was a good event. I'm not going to lie. It's always a good event when it can keep me entertained. For most of it, this event got me entertained 75%. I liked it. It was a good one. The fights that really got me in, especially here's the thing is it was a great main event. That's the main thing is if you have a card, you end it strongly, amazing. This fucking time they did it. A lot of the times Pride has a very, in my eyes, one of the worst histories on how to fucking finish a goddamn event. And this one, they pulled it off.
It was a fine show, I thought. Very serviceable, maintaining the divisions, setting up future fights. It had quick fights, some long fights, big matchups, and I would say 3 or 4 good fights, including the stellar Rua versus Sperry. I give this Pride overall a 7 out of 10. Now it's the time of the show where we pick our fight of the night. Good Vibe, what was your fight of the night?
I gotta honestly say that for me, personally, it definitely had to go to the Wanderlei Silva fight. Like I said, it was just, even with Cro Cop being just not that familiar with MMA and Pride rules, it was still a very enjoyable fight. It was still an active fight. like I said, I love the rule about if they are in the ropes, stand them up. That's the shit I love. Let's do more of that. Let's do more of that. But no, so definitely that is my fight of the night. And honestly, here's the deal. I don't usually do this. I'll give it a rating. 9 out of 10.
Oh, nice. This was easy for me. Sperry versus Rua put on a great fight. But, Rampage versus Satake was also a fun fight. And I didn't mind Henderson versus Arona or Cro Cop versus Silva. But the 2 Brazilians really put it on, and that's my fight of the night. And with that, friends, we've come to a close of another episode. Wow, what a show! The best yet! We'll be back for more Pride reviewing action when we review Pride 21. Demolition, likely coming next month on the 3-year anniversary of Pride Resurrection.
Woo,
yes,
3
years.
Jesus.
But just what is in store for us with that show? Taking place on June 23rd, 2002 at the Saitama Super Arena in Saitama, Japan, Pride 21 Demolition features 8 bouts of extraordinary action, starting off with Kiyoshi Tamura taking on Bob Sapp. Pride newcomer Ahmed Labasanov taking on a returning Gary Goodridge. Good to see Gary back.
But speaking of Gary, like I started following him on Twitter. He is loving the inspirational fucking.
Oh yeah, it's 24 hours a day.
I know,
just
I love it.
retweets.
It's like literally every 20 minutes, inspirational quote, inspirational quote. I'm like, Gary, I'm not gonna lie, I fucking love this shit.
Anderson Silva makes his debut for Pride to take on the Brazilian killer Alex Steibling. Jeremy Horn returns to take on a returning Gilbert Ivel. Shungo Oyama is also returning to take on a returning Henzo Gracie. We have newcomer Takashi Segura taking on a returning Daniel Gracie. Semi Schultz is back to take on brand new debuting Fedor Emelianenko. Should be a fun match. And then to top it all off, we have Don Fry versus Yoshihiro Takayama, and probably the most famous epic Pride fight of all time. Definitely looking forward to you watching that one.
Don Fry versus who?
Takayama. Trust me, it is a fucking amazing fight.
Okay.
I don't want to spoil it too much. I just want you to watch it and you will be dumbfounded by what it is.
All right. That'll be the New Year's gift that keeps coming.
But until then, fight fans, we must bid you adieu. So for the Colombian Good Vibe,
woo!
I am the most dangerous man alive today, wishing you goodbye.
Wait 1 second. I do believe it's been long enough. We should really have a moment of silence for the machine.
Oh, the machine. He's still around.
he's dead to us.
Right.
Dead to us.
You know what? Sometimes he'll occasionally bring up, he's like, oh man, I want to come back and do a Pride. And then, trying to get him to do it is impossible.
No, but I just found it hilarious.
I just saw a machine last night. I hung out with him for a little bit. So we watched.
Wow, that's more than the most dangerous man alive has hung out with me. I just want to throw that out there, listeners.
Hey, we went to fucking Chinese the other day. You fucker. Wishing you goodbye, good luck, and we'll sniff you fucking jerks later.
Peace.